Welcome, one and all, to episode 14 of Diggy's Dungeon, the K-pop podcast where we just sentence things to death or life in prison, Not dramatic at all. Let's get into it. This week, we're thin on the ground, but we have two warriors with us. We've got T and we've got Swither, and that's all we could ever need. Right, I think I'm pulling in T first, because someone's got to start this show off right. Let's bring her in. Hello, T.
Hello.
How's the tea?
I am doing really good. Yeah. How are you doing? Well, I already asked you.
Yeah, off the pace, but what's
Did you
new?
have a good? Yeah. Obviously, it was bonfire night this weekend, so that was really good. Obviously, for the first year, we didn't have a dog to stay home with,
Aw.
so we took. So yeah, normally he was always petrified. So we took the opportunity to go out this year, which was really nice. Because usually one of us would have to stay in.
Mhm.
So anyway, so we were all able to go out just into our local one, and we could walk to it. It was really close, and yeah, it was just a really lovely but very weird tradition that we
Yeah.
have, isn't it?
Was it pummeling it down with rain like it was here?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't too bad. I think it started towards the end a little bit, but no, it stayed dry, thank goodness. Was it raining for you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I didn't go out.
Oh no.
It's just like at the moment, like every day is like, ooh, am I gonna get like absolutely bucketed down upon, or is it gonna be semi okay? Usually we get bucketed
Yeah,
down upon because it's awful here.
I
But
know.
yeah,
Yeah, same. There's been so much rain. Halloween was really bad rain.
yeah.
Um, and so that was really annoying because obviously we were out and about, and my son didn't care, but my daughter had this princess dress on, this
Oh no.
beautiful princess dress with like a proper hoop skirt,
Oh,
and and she was. We were walking along, and she just gets like, "Oh, I'm getting wet, I'm getting wet." But you could tell she wanted to carry on, but it was just so much rain again for the second year running.
poor thing.
Um, so I was glad that bonfire night was dry, and we had a good time. And then today we went to this place where you drive around, and like monkeys come and jump on your
Oh
car.
yeah, yeah.
That was really good. That was really funny. So yeah, it was a really nice weekend actually. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, glad to be back on the show. I know I've missed a couple of weeks.
Hmm.
So really pleased to be back. And I know I didn't really give anyone the choice for me to talk about the concert that I went to. But yeah, I just wanted to start off by talking about that, if that's okay.
Of course. Please do go ahead. I think everyone, if they were here, would be saying, "Do it." Anyway, so all good.
Um, yeah, so a few weeks ago now, I went to see the Good Days Boys in London. And for anyone who's listening and doesn't know, that's three KR&B guys who have this act together. And it's Jimmy Brown, Sweet the Kid, and Rob. So together they're the Good Days Boys, and it's amazing, really, because they're independent. They're not with a label. They're independent artists, and they have no music videos. And yet they sold out this venue in London. So much so that they had to change the venue and get a slightly bigger venue for them,
Hmm.
which I think is pretty amazing. So I'm not sure how they were able to kind of get so much support already. I mean, for me personally, I found them from Spotify, where I found, obviously, if it's not for you guys, then it's from Spotify throwing me stuff. So I found, so I'd been listening to Jimmy Brown for a little while, and then got a bit more into Good Days Boys recently. And so that's how I found them. So whether that's the same for the
I
other people there, I don't know.
I would imagine it probably is because I mean I only knew Sweet the Kid because I got it randomly recommended by YouTube. So
Yeah,
I think
right.
it's going to be random algorithm recommendations that are going to bring people onto them.
That's true. Yeah, that's probably it. But isn't that just so amazing how that happens and
Mm,
makes it so that suddenly an app can be so popular without even having a label or having any music videos or anything? I just think that's so cool how it can work these days, and
it's a miracle.
people just getting it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Honestly, I mean,
So I mean,
I'd have a really crap, like narrow view of music without those recommendations. Like the reason I even know K-pop is because I got randomly recommended an FX music video years ago.
really, oh
Yeah,
wow, yeah,
I only
yeah,
found
yeah,
like Polka Dot Stingray, Sultan of the Disco. Those were both through random YouTube recommendations. You know, you just got to get lucky
yeah.
sometimes, and you find your favorite bands.
That's it. Well, I feel like Spotify, um, just like knows me so well. And is really great with stuff. So yeah, obviously I've liked Jimmy Brown for a long while. So when I saw that he was going to be there, I was really excited. And it was great to see them as an act as well. So anyway, it was still a very small venue, to be fair, but slightly bigger than the original one, obviously. So, and luckily it was really close by to where one of my friends lives. So I literally walked there from her place, which was great, and joined the big old queue. And I met a lovely friend in the queue, which was so nice.
Nice.
Um, and she told me that she had been to see Johnny a few weeks before.
Mm.
And she said that she was a massive, massive fan of Jenny. And she was telling me about it, and she said that she had paid like VIP ticket to see him in London. And she was just kind of talking about it. It was just lovely to hear her experience and how much fun she had. And she
Mm.
got him to sign her phone case, and so
Accio
she
would be
had a
jealous.
yeah. I thought that. So she had a signed phone case from him, which was really cute. So we went in, and then we were just going in it, and she said to me at one point, she was like, "Do you like?" She was like, "Everyone here, every single person here is wearing black except you." And I was like, "Oh yeah," and I realised that literally every single person, including her, was wearing black except me. I was like the only
Is
person
there
that
like a
wasn't.
dress
So
code that you just didn't hear about,
I
or
don't
what?
know. Her, she said she hadn't heard it, so if it was just a coincidence, but I had no idea. But I,
Mm.
I was a bit like, oh well, whatever. I was wearing like like bright peach color.
That's the colourful tea we
Anyway,
expect.
yes. Anyway, so went in, and it was just such a cool, like like a tiny venue. We're all
Mm.
kind of right up close there, up to the front, and it was literally just like a tiny stage. A guy, like DJ guy, who was playing some like R&B songs beforehand, which was really cool. Everyone was getting into it, and then it turns out that the three guys had done rock paper scissors basically to decide who went on first. Um,
Okay.
so it turned out to be Sweet the Kid. He was on first, and
Nice.
he was just so cool. So him and Jimmy Brown were both wearing sunglasses, which I just find really weird, because
Indoors.
yeah,
Come on,
what?
man.
Um,
Sort it out.
but I have a theory, which I'll say later on, of why at least Jimmy Brown was. But yeah, so he
It's
came on, and
usually so they don't show their nerves because they got nervous eyes.
well, yeah, I think maybe a little bit. I mean, to be honest, with Jimmy, I personally feel it was so he could like check out members of the crowd.
I think it works
um,
until they're on like a high stage and then they can't see where the edge of the stage is and then things that shouldn't happen.
yeah,
Then they have to go, okay,
and
maybe this indoor shades thing isn't going to work out.
yeah, but it's quite good because then like they have an impact when they take the sunglasses off. It gets a big like woo.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, so he had like Nike gloves on as well, and these black gloves, and he was instantly just so cool. And his voice, because I've always compared his voice to Jay Park's a little bit. He does have quite a similar voice. I have to say, in real life, it was quite a bit more raspy than I previously thought,
Mm.
and that was really nice to hear. It was just really nice to hear his voice in real life, because it was slightly different. It had a nice raspiness to it, and he did some really good. He did some really nice songs. He did "Vacation" is probably my favorite song of his, and so he did that one, and that was lovely. And he was just really really cool, super confident, and everyone knew his songs. I mean, that always obviously just a whole lot. Then I think he was like pleasantly surprised, and so that was great. And then after that, Jimmy Brown came on, and
One question.
Oh yeah,
Question about
go.
Sweet the Kid. Did he do Coco?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Good. Okay, because that's what I would have been there for.
Yeah.
Love that song.
That it was great, and it went down really really well.
And
yeah,
I'm sorry I laughed during part of that because you said he had Nike gloves on. I just had a mental image of him in goalkeeper gloves. Trying to be all smooth with his shades on with goalkeeper gloves on.
They were like fingerless gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they have a song, the Good Days Boys have a song called Nike, which is probably part of why he wore them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, he was really great. But then Jimmy Brown came out, and I was so excited. Oh my god, I can't believe I've actually seen him. He is one of my favorites. I absolutely love so many of his songs. He's just classic, like Sweeney T, like typical what I tend to like. And he was great, but because a lot of his songs are so kind of romantic, it's kind of, I was expecting him to be like a kind of soppy romantic kind of persona, but he was very cheeky and not at all what I expected. And like I said, like especially later on when we threw them together, I'm pretty sure he was. Anyway, I'm not going to make any claims, but let's just say he was a cheeky boy, and he was great, really cool, and very because he's like he's kind of in charge, like because basically the Good Days Boys have said that he'll pick songs that, and he kind of writes most of the songs, and then he'll decide whether they're going to be just his songs or whether he's going to give them to Good Days Boys to do together, kind of thing. Yeah, he's kind of like the leader. So I was surprised he was on second, but then I later found out it's because it was rock paper scissors that decided it. But yeah, so yeah, he was really really great, and he was doing a lot of he had his it was playing in the background. What do you call that? He had his voice playing in the background.
Oh, backing vocals.
Yeah, he had his backing vocals. Yeah, he had his MR because he was doing a lot of like harmonizing with himself and stuff, which was really cool. And then a couple of bits he did just like a cappella as well, not to like a cringe level, just a few here and there, which was or at the ends of songs, which was really nice. But he was great. Like he's clearly very talented, and he was like asking for requests, and because I'd already said to my friend that I met that night, we said, oh, what's your favorite songs and stuff, and I'd said my two that I really 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 hoped he was going to do, which was Let Me Know and Irene. They're probably two of my favorites, and at this point he hadn't sung either of those, and so he said, any requests, like what do you want me to sing? And it's like quite unlike me. I don't know what came over me, but I was suddenly just possessed with this thing, and I just yelled out. And I was just like, let me know! And then I was like, oh my god, what came over me? Like, I was like, right, it's now or never, and you will be I just thought I will be disappointed if he doesn't do them. He probably was going to do those two anyway, but anyway.
Irene, he was definitely going to do, because that's like his biggest song, right?
Yeah. But I wasn't sure at this point. But yeah, obviously he did eventually. But Let Me Know, he heard me shout, and he was like, "Oh, let me know, okay." So he did a bit of it. He didn't do all of it. He did up to like the end of the first chorus. But I was just absolutely loving it. I was just
when they do that and they ask for what to play, like I feel like, at least for me, it always goes one of two ways, where either I'm like super invested and I'm yelling it out, and then I get super disappointed when they don't do the one I said.
Yeah.
Or I do it yell out half-heartedly because I know the songs I like and not the big songs. So
yeah,
like, oh my god, I remember I went to see Lights years ago, And
Oh
there was
yeah.
another, there was a girl in the crowd. Every time Light stopped the song and started talking to the crowd, she'd be like, "Play Lions!" screaming
Oh.
it from the back of the room, and she never played it. And we were all just
Oh no.
laughing so hard.
Oh
She
no.
never asked
That's
what you wanted to hear. She just kept yelling, "Play Lions!"
Oh no. That's I mean, that's like kind of
After that, you
annoying.
don't shout out anymore, right?
Yeah, that's a shame though because I do know the feeling of like you're like, oh, they're right here in front of you, and you do
I want
desperately want
it.
them
I
to
want
sing your
it.
favorite song. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And that's why I got this feeling. I was like, just shout it out, and so I just did.
yeah.
But and very loud, and but he listened and did it, at least a bit of it. And I just felt like he had then just was purely singing it for me.
Mm,
And so I was just like absolutely loving it, soaking it all up. So
love
that
it.
was Jimmy Brown. He was great. And then so last on was Rav. And Rav is like tends to be more of the rapper of the three of them.
Mhm.
He does sing quite a bit, but he's more like rappy singing, and he does the rapping and he's got like a quite a deep, really quite a deep voice. And so, he's got this deep voice and everything, but he comes out and he's this really sweet little guy and he's really adorable and very smiley. And he was the one when all three of them were together, he was like doing hearts and doing a little bit of that. He was really sweet. But no, he was great as well. And I think he again was really pleasantly surprised that anyone knew any of his like solo songs. And he had I didn't talk about what they were wearing. But basically, so Sweet the Kid was wearing, like I said, black gloves, sunglasses, and he had like a black t-shirt on. Jimmy Brown had like this brown leather jacket on, which he did not take off at all. He must have been boiling. And sunglasses, and Jimmy Brown has kind of like a bit of a bowl cut as well, haircut.
Nice.
But it looks good. It looks good. It looks good. And then Rolf has like bleach blonde hair, and he was wearing like a green puffer jacket. And he wasn't wearing sunglasses. But yeah, he was really sweet and he did a few of his songs. Now, I'm not really familiar with Rov's solo songs as much, but it was still enjoyable. And anyway, so then it came to the part where all three of them were together. And that was just great because obviously they obviously have an amazing chemistry together, the three of them. Um, it just works really well, and it's just lovely to see their bond as people, but also musically as well, and just watching the way that all three of them kind of work together because they have an awful lot of songs together. Like they've released a lot, like a real lot of songs, like at least 30 songs with the three of them, none of which have a music video.
Wow.
But they're all like really good songs. But I would say like the style of their songs when it's the Good Days Boys songs is quite like it's just like classic R&B style where it's like kind of a bit of a pass the mic style, like a
Mhm.
more just like they've got the theme of the song and then they're kind of taking it in turns um to kind of do their interpretation of it, I guess.
Yeah.
More like just kind of like jamming along to each part of it, if you see what I mean. But they do obviously there's like catchy choruses and stuff, but then they're like passing on, taking it in turns to do their little bit on the backing track, which is really really nice. So they did that. Some of their songs like lean a bit too trappy for me
Yeah, I don't like trap
sometimes.
either.
Yeah, and they do quite a few of them go a bit into that, the ones that they do together, but equally lots of them don't, and lots of them are really good, or lots of them are a bit trappy, but they have really good choruses. So it kind of makes it worth it. And obviously, when you've seen songs live, then it always makes me love them even more after that. Anyway, so that they did. I mean, I don't know if anyone listening will go and listen to them now. That would make me really happy if you did. And please, if you do, let me know your thoughts and what ones you like. But I definitely recommend Seven, and Nike's good, and the crowd favorite song. So they have this song called "On My D," right?
Can't
And
believe that's coming out of T's mouth right now.
right, yeah. Sorry, everyone, but this is of course the crowd favorite. Everyone just went absolutely nuts when this song came on. And they were like, "Oh, you like this one?" And everyone was like, "Yeah." And I was just like, "Oh, God, classic Brits." Like,
Then Jimmy Brown really
um,
started checking everyone out.
yeah, yeah, yes, he was definitely, yeah, quite often just like hanging back a bit, just kind of looking around. And I was like, "What are you doing?" Anyway, so that song had done really well. Yeah, there's loads of songs that they have planned, but it was funny because before they did Nike, um, yeah. Oh, Swither, did you actually go listen to it? I hope you
He
did.
will. He will do. I'm sure if he hasn't already.
Oh, it's a really good song. I have to say, it's a really good, catchy song, and it just makes me laugh and makes me smile because it's just funny. Like, um, they're not like super serious about it. You know, it's a bit of a anyway. So yeah, before he sings Nike, he's like, right, we're gonna do Nike. Sweet, this is Sweet the Kid. He says, right, we're gonna do Nike now. Anyone who's wearing Adidas, get out. Leave right now. And
God.
and then I was there with my Stan Smiths on, and then, and like, so already I'm not wearing the wrong color, and then I've got like Adidas on, and then some girls behind me were like, "Wait, get out!" And I was like, "Great."
God.
Anyway, so then
Checkmark crew, as Swither says. Oh, cringe.
anyway, he's not. Then the song isn't about Nike. It's just like used as a little like metaphor, I guess.
Yeah.
But that was just like a funny moment when I was like, oh God, like twice now I've been just wrong. Um, anyway, so it's just obviously just having the best time. And then it gets to the end and they're like, we've got to go. And then they're like, everyone's shouting to do an encore. And they're like, so they get their guy. I don't know why they get one of their like crew. Really, they have like a crew of like two people, like a photographer and another guy. And they get him over and they're like chatting for ages. And they're like, what should we do? What should we do? I was like thinking, what are you talking about? Anyway, obviously on my D is going to be the encore, and everyone goes absolutely nuts. And then there's this girl in the front whose birthday is, and so they get her up on the stage for the
Oh,
encore,
God.
and they give her the mic, and this is so funny. She knows every single word and goes nuts. And you can see that all three of the guys are just looking like amazed. Like they're obviously loving it,
Yeah.
but they're obviously really surprised that wow. And then I saw afterwards that they had put a video on their what would it have been on Instagram? I mean, I don't have it, but I went on there to see if they'd put anything, and they'd made a video, like like a little montage of moments, I guess, from the show.
Hmm.
And at the start, this girl who had got up and in the encore on stage, they had obviously done a little video of her outside in the queue before we went in, and she was like, she'd got her phone out, she was like, look, like, she was like, I am a true fan. I'm their biggest fan. She was like, look at my Spotify. She was like, look at my
Oh,
top three
God.
artists. And her top three artists on Spotify was like, obviously, Jimmy Brown, Rob, Sweet the Kid, Good Days Boys, whatever. She was like, look. And then, so she actually got featured in this little video. And then later on, she gets to go up on stage, and it was her birthday as well. So, I mean, she must have just had the best time ever.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, she was like, yeah, like, and I was like, wow, there's like massive fans of them out there. That's just so cool. So I'm sure she had an amazing time, and she was right up the front the whole time.
That's great. I was going to say that seems like a theme with a lot of the Korean artists, that they're kind of astonished that people over here like their music.
Yeah,
Like you had it with your voice, and then at the at MIK, like Chungha was
yeah,
like, "Do you guys know this song?" And, like, people on the second day were like that too, like, "Oh, I hope you guys know this song.
yeah,
If you do know, sing along." And like they're always very kind of humble with it, like they don't realize that they're
yeah,
as popular as they are.
yeah. They're really, yeah, complimented by it, I guess.
Yeah, that kind
Um,
of seems to hit them quite hard when they're like, "Oh shit, people know our songs here."
yeah,
Which I kind of get
exactly.
if you've just been performing in Korea for ages and then you go abroad and you're like, damn, people love me.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I mean, I was surprised as well. Honestly, I was
Mm.
surprised. Um, yeah, so it was just really great. Obviously, it was their first time in London. I don't
Take a
think it was
shot.
their first time. I don't know if it. I don't know if it's their first time performing together, but it would be definitely one of the first. And just was so great to be there. And I just absolutely love. Like, it's just nothing but. I think like MIK was obviously an amazing time, but it wasn't like a room full of Chungha fans together. Do you know what
It's
I mean?
not as
Like it was a
intimate.
mixture. Yeah, that's right. Because when you're all there together, all liking, it's just amazing to be gathered with people who love them just as much as you, and they've been listening to the songs and loving them just like you have, and here they are hearing them and just sharing that feeling with other people is great. So I highly recommend Good Days Boys if you like some like, real nice R&B. I really recommend like You Don't Want to Know, Body to Body, Your Body,
A lot of bodies.
Seven. Seven's really good, Glow's really good, On My D, Nike, Ecstasy's really good. I'm on my Spotify now. Let Me Know by Jimmy Brown. Lots of Jimmy Brown recs if you want them.
Coco
Heaven.
by Sweet the Kid, please.
Sweet the Kid is really good as well. Yeah, Vacation. Coco's really good. He also randomly sung a Christmassy song.
Mate, it's not even
And
close.
I know. I was like, why? I mean, it is actually a really, really nice song, and I don't think it's called Perfect Time. And obviously, the time he's talking about is Christmas, but it's not initially obvious
Until the sleigh
until
bells start coming along.
and he literally says at Christmas or something in this song, and I was like,
Okay.
why? And I think at that point, everyone was a bit like, okay, but they went along with it. So,
Hmm.
so yeah, that's that. It was really, really good time, and I just wish I could see them again. And I'm like, right, who am I going to see next? And I'm like googling, and I'm like not seeing any. But like, I would have gone and seen Johnny, I think, but I wouldn't. I didn't hear that. I didn't see that he was coming, or
That's always the trouble with
um,
these like kind of lower tier R&B people is it's like they
yeah,
do come here, but you're not going to see that they're coming here until they've already been.
exactly. So how would people know? I know. How would I know? Because I'm not on social media, you see. So
Mm.
I
Even if you follow them on social media, like I only really use Facebook because I'm a boomer, and like on their Facebooks you don't see any of this shit. So
really,
yeah, I mean also like you don't see what you actually want to see on Facebook because it's not great, but
yeah,
I don't know how people find out about this stuff half the time because stuff like United K-pop for the UK, it's all right, but it doesn't show you everything.
yeah. Wait, what do you mean?
United K-pop is like this it's like this like community run thing where it's just people that try and update people about all of the K-pop activities in the UK. So like
Oh, well,
whenever
that
there's
sounds good.
tours, they put out like an article or whatever saying that it's this person's touring or whatever, but they don't always
All
pick up
right.
everything. So it's I think it's just impossible to like find all of them basically.
Yeah, but we were saying because my friend who I met in the queue, she was saying, "Oh, who else do you like?" And because she said she purely likes R&B,
Mm,
um, K-R&B. She was not into K-pop at all, like at all.
yeah.
Um, and so we were talking, and I said, like, I said I'd seen, I said I hadn't seen Lehigh, but I knew Lehigh had been obviously at MIK. And I was like, oh, I would absolutely love to see Lehigh, but I worry that I wouldn't hear about it if she was coming here or something. And like Crush as well, if Crush came, but didn't you say you've seen Crush before, right?
I have. I was going to ask about the crowd if they were as bad as the Crush crowd were.
No, well,
Well, how
it was
thirsty were
really
they? Basically.
well. It was way more boys than girls
Oh,
actually.
okay.
There, yeah, it was probably like three-quarters boys, a
Damn.
quarter girls. Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
Because that was the
And I
issue
was
with the Crush one was just the fans were so noisy and like so horny.
Was it just Crash there? It was
It
just
was
his
yeah,
show.
just a Crush concert with like DJ
Oh
Wagon I think
man.
was with him.
So when
But
was that?
few
How
years
long
ago,
ago was
probably
that?
like 2019, maybe something like that, maybe
Wow.
2018, something like that. I think it was like either the year he released it or the year after he released Wanderlust, the one with
Right.
Serial.
So how did you find out that he was going to be here?
It was an O2 priority thing, and I was like, oh, okay. And it was the people
Right.
from I went to K-pop Academy, that like
Yo, yeah.
course in London. My group of people from that were like, oh, Crush is coming. Who wants to see him? And I'm like, oh, me.
Oh,
So
nice.
me and Illy
Yeah.
went. But yeah.
Oh, mind you, I wasn't even in the UK then, was I? So I couldn't have. But
Mm,
anyway, I would just hope that I would hear about these small, like little acts coming and would know about it for next time because I would. It was so great, and I would hate even if they came again. I would hate to miss, you
mm.
know, them coming. But yeah, it was an amazing time. I loved it, and highly recommend going and listening to their stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. And now I'm just waiting to see if ever we get a Sultan of the Disco tour here, because I would die to go there.
Oh, do you reckon? Surely it's possible, right?
They've toured here before. They've done Glastonbury before. So
No way.
they've done Glastonbury, yeah, and then toured.
Oh,
But
wow.
I don't know if they'll ever tour here again. I hope so,
I
because that
think
would be
sometimes if
such a good night out.
are they like still touring? Are they just touring in general, like not
I don't
necessarily
really know if
a
they're touring
world
at the
tour?
moment.
But
I think they're maybe like
yeah,
having some time off. I'm not sure.
yeah, it's yeah, you just got to, I guess, keep an eye out and hope that they would. Like, I think this is the thing as well. What I think as well, if for example, other, like KR&B or smaller K-pop artists here are like the Good Days Boys, like they sold out in London and it was a great time and obviously they talk to each other. So surely that would encourage others to to come as well, which I
I
hope
hope
would be
so.
the case. And same with MIK. Like I hope they've spread the word about how great it was. So like next year, even more acts will come. That would be amazing.
Yes, just
So,
please don't make us pay more,
oh yeah,
please.
no.
And also, K-pop
I think
Flex like imploded again, so that's
Oh, I
not
saw
particularly
that.
good form.
Yeah, that were you meant did you have tickets for that?
No, I wasn't going to go to it.
No.
Half of them are like the same acts we'd already seen, so I'm not going
Yeah,
again.
I saw that Billy was so that's twice now that Billy's not
Yeah, they're just cursed in the
not been a
UK.
yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, so that's that. Um so yeah, do you have any questions about my experience?
Yeah, my only question was going to be about the crowd. Like, were they really loud? Was there a lot of phones out? Because that's what ruined Crush for me.
A little bit, a little
Yeah,
bit. Not I was like I was further. It was a very small venue, but I was further towards the back because where I'm like tall, I always try and go a bit further back just because otherwise I feel like that.
you hate feeling like you're in the way.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so I was kind of a bit nearer the back. But I think up the front it was a bit more crazy. But not too bad. But yeah, a few phones here and there. Um, but not. I think because I am tall, it's not such a problem. But I could see that people were getting a bit frustrated that they couldn't see because obviously people's phones were in their face, and where it was very small and we were quite close,
yeah.
that did mean if it was in your way, then yeah, that would have been really annoying.
All I'm saying, guys,
Um,
just ban phones, please.
yeah,
Just fucking
that
do
would be a
it.
good idea.
Everyone will enjoy it
Yeah,
more. It's just
yeah,
better.
I agree.
You
I
paid for that
agree.
experience.
Yeah,
You didn't pay to film it.
yeah. Well, it's like we always like laugh how people film like fireworks at firework night.
Yeah,
But if
that's
people
the most
do like
pointless thing.
even last night, even yeah, this weekend, last night, then everyone's like, when are you gonna sit and watch that?
Yeah.
When are you gonna sit down and be like, look at these
You're not going to
fireworks
feel
I
it
watched?
like you do when you're actually there.
Exactly.
That's most like a
Yeah.
big part of the experience. Like with fireworks, you feel the big boom when it goes up. You see the lights as
Mm.
bright as they are. Same with a concert. You feel the bass. You feel the drums.
Mm.
You
Yeah, and
feel
just the whole
emotions when they
atmosphere.
sing live and they're not auto tuned. You fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it drives me crazy.
I I do. I like to take some like small little clips here and there, just so I
Yeah, take
can
the odd one, but
share them
people
with other
literally will
people.
stand there with their phone up the whole like for ages,
Oh yeah, no,
or
that's
like multiple
ridiculous.
times in a set. Get like one video a set. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
But after that,
Or just a bit of your favorite ones or whatever, just because.
yeah. But then if it's your
Yeah,
favorite one, don't you just want to like soak it in and enjoy it?
I think I do know what you mean, but also if they do, I don't know. I don't know because I like to have a like I love my little video of Irene. I took like a longer video of Irene, and I do watch it quite a lot. And also, I could go back because obviously my friend, I got back to my friend. She just hadn't. She was like, "Where? Who are you seeing? Where are you going? What are you doing?" And when I got back to hers after, she was like, "So let's have a look then." And so I was able to
Oh,
show
okay.
her. She was like, "Oh, okay." And like Mr. T as well. He was like, "Right, okay, yeah." I was like, "Yeah, watch these." I was like, "Oh, right, yeah, all right." But I could show him a little bit. But yeah, that was great. So yeah, good time. I hope they come back again, and also that they get some more popularity and they actually get a music video. Then I could bring it on this show.
That would be good. Yeah. Speaking of which, we're now moving on to a music video, right?
Yes, we are. So yeah, obviously not tons of new songs out this week, but this singer, this girl called bobae, Bobae, bobae. I have heard a couple of. I have heard and like I've got two of her songs on my playlist. Can't remember who it was. Was it you that introduced me to
I
her,
don't
or
think
was it
so.
someone else?
I don't think I know
No,
her.
but it was definitely someone. But and then I saw that she had a new song out, and it's called Wonton Noodle Soup. So here it is.
Let's do it. bobae, Wonton Noodle Soup.
홍콩에서 살고 싶어. Sweaty summer days, I don't care. 1990s movie 좋아해. Academy's everyday 원탕탕 매. 홍콩에서 살고 싶어. Sweaty summer days, I don't care. 1990s movie 좋아해. Academy's everyday 원탕탕 매. 나의 도시에서 여유 느낀 중에 눈물은 끼워줄 생각 없음 yeah. I know from the start I'm feeling the burn. 내겐 좋아 말고 더 늦어져. 내 두 손에 가득히 쥐어줘. 홍콩에서 살고 싶어. Sweaty summer days I don't care. 1990s movie 좋아해. Academy's everyday 원탕탕 매. 원탕탕 매. Everyday 원탕탕 매. Academy's everyday 원탕탕 매. I'm trying to be somebody else. 일이 필요해서. 아닌 걸리기 잘 잠이 얼어 애들. There's always coming. 멀티 발색이 타고 훔친 자기는 우아한 내일이면 섞인 더러운 삶을 꾸고 있어. 그러는 난 내겐 좋아 말고 더 늦어져. 내 두 손에 가득히 쥐어줘. 남이 살 아니야 싸우 이런 아주 잘서 알자다 쉬어 누워 봐. 이렇게만 안 잠이 안날 나를 안고 있을래 너 말이 같아. 혼자 수 없어 많이 홍콩에서 살고 싶어. Sweaty summer days I don't care. 1990s movie 좋아해. Academy's everyday 원탕탕 매. 홍콩에서 살고 싶어. Sweaty summer days I don't care. 1990s movie 좋아해. I don't care. I need any smooth either way. I can dance, baby, don't talk to me.
All right. Was it as sweet and delicious as Wonton Noodle Soup?
Yeah, I thought it was quite nice.
Okay.
What did you think?
I really like the backing track, but
Yeah,
I don't love her vocal style.
yeah, it's a bit squishy, isn't it?
It's a bit like muttery almost.
Yeah, it's a bit too indie girl, kind of
It's like
squishy.
mumble rap for indie girls.
Yeah,
That's what I'd describe it
exactly.
as.
Yeah,
I like there's
yeah,
like
I think
parts
you're
where
right.
she's doing like a really high harmony, like in the back. I really like that.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah,
But then like there's like no clarity to the lead, which I like a really clear lead. Not getting it here.
yeah. Also in the pre-chorus as well, where she goes a bit higher. There's some really pretty bits there when
Mm.
she just opens it up a bit and goes a bit higher. But yeah, a lot of it's just quite, yeah, like you said, described it perfectly. Yeah, but you know, this song kind of, like Swither said, is spot on, really good kitchen tune. That is, yes, getting a soup making vibe off of it. Yeah, I would say that's a great description.
I think my
It's
kitchen
just really nice.
escapades must be a little bit more high energy than most then. Mine are always the like hype songs when I'm cooking.
Well, I was like, when I was listening to it, I put it on loop and was doing ironing, and so it's really well with that. A
Mhm.
good ironing song. Because it's just very kind of like level and quite um not much dynamics going on.
Yeah.
But there's enough little bits, pretty bits and pretty vocal bits in it to make you go, oh, like now and again, and kind of remind you that you're listening to something, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you can just crack on with some ironing or whatever, and it's just kind of nice. Just has a nice chilled feel to it. And yeah, now and again, just some nice little bits. But she did all the, she wrote it, she did all the, she recorded all the different instruments on it herself.
Hmm.
And then somebody produced it with her. So, this is what she wanted to do. And yeah, I think she's clearly a talented girl. And I do like a couple of her other songs. The ones I have on my playlist are ORMG and 0%. They're both nice songs, quite different from each other actually.
Okay.
But a couple of her songs, I don't know if you would remember, but do you remember a long time ago I bought this song on called Midnight Blue by Dawon? Do you remember that song?
I remember the name Dawan, but I don't
Yeah,
remember what the song sounded like.
they remind me quite a lot of each other, and especially that song. Yeah, can be a bit more like melancholy type song with that airy kind of voice.
Hmm.
Yeah, they both remind me of each other a little bit, and I like both.
Yeah.
So there's a time and a place for these kind of songs.
Definitely
But
whoever mixed this needs more work because it's mixed really nicely. Apart from the vocals, which I don't like, but like the backing track all sounds great. Like there's
yeah,
real nice smooth bass. There's like that little like little synth thing
yeah,
happening occasionally that's like really hooks you in.
yeah, it sounds like it has like a classy sound to it, the backing track, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just well organized. Just everything's where
Yeah,
it should be. Sounds good.
good.
So yeah, I think I
So,
agree with Swither that it's probably just
mm,
just free to go. I wouldn't put it any
me
higher.
too, yeah. Yeah, me too.
But yeah, well mixed. Good job.
Nice one.
And you've got another song to
Right.
do, which is going to be a little bit
Yes.
scarier.
Remind me what it is.
Can you tell it's the first listen for T? It's Nature's new song, which is called Limbo.
Oh yeah.
Here we
Okey
go.
doke.
내 맘으로 좀 Ready or not 결정해 go or stop it 우린 밤새도록 Let's do the limbo 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 넘어와 넘어와 baby let's do the limbo 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 우린 밤새도록 Let's do the limbo We go up, we go down
Okay, T. What do you think of the Limbo?
Right. I wish you could have seen my face through that because I was just like open mouthed for like a lot of it.
Yeah.
First of all, right at the start, when it's like a bum shot of this girl walking along, you could fully see her bum hanging out of the side of her short.
I didn't even notice
what?
that.
What? Like, sorry? Like, what? Like, right at the first, like, 2 seconds.
You seriously gonna make me look for this now? Right, okay. Okay, yeah.
I can't see because it's lagged, but yeah. If
It'll
you go
pop up in a sec.
right, see? That's not okay, is it?
I don't think there's anything
What?
hanging out. It's just tight.
Yes, it is. You can see her bum cheek coming out. It's not okay.
She's not that cheeked up that it's
What?
hanging out. Come on. Oh.
Seriously, how is this okay? Anyway, so that, and then the song, you know, it's obviously it's a bit clashy at points, but forget the whole Limbo thing for a minute. The actual song itself is not my like cup of tea, but it's not a bad song. Like it's quite a good song, like musically.
Depends
It
which
has
song you're
good
talking
energy.
about.
Well, it has good energy to it, and that bit after the chorus when it goes all like crazy, I love that bit. I don't know what you call that bit, but like the crazy bit
The
after.
next song.
Yeah, it's really good, and I like that they put that in after the chorus. I think that was an interesting bit. But yeah, when you add in this choreo and the whole limbo limb thing, that's I don't know. I mean, then it will make it stand out. But what a joke! I mean, what is this choreo?
Yeah. I just
It's not
want to
just
point
one
out,
move,
right,
it's
Nature have got to be like the biggest drop in form we've seen in such a long time. Since like Momoland, maybe? Like, this is the biggest drop in form I've seen in a long time. You know, we went from, I know it's divisive, but oopsie my bad.
yes, I know,
to
I know.
like Girls, pretty universally beloved
Yeah.
song, good song. Before that they'd had
I'm
like
so pretty.
Yeah, I'm
So
so
Pretty's
pretty was amazing. Some has its fans, it's fun, high energy. And then you get to this. You go after the Girls and you go to Rika Rika, which is fucking atrocious.
I don't even remember that one.
It's like this messy ass fucking trot abomination. And then we got this with limbo limb, weird ass head move, going under the skip rope bullshit. Like, what happened? They used to have such good songs, and now everything feels like someone at their company really dislikes them and is trying to publicly humiliate them with every comeback.
Literally.
Because Rika Rika was fucking stupid too. And like this looks really dumb.
I agree. It's like a bit of a joke, isn't it? Yeah. Like someone's gone, do this.
And the
like,
thing
go on,
is,
do this.
It's not even a joke like we used to have with like Crayon Pop, where they were in on the joke and it was funny and it was quirky, and that was the whole point. This is just like they start off looking like they're trying to be a cool ass girl group, and then they got these goofy ass fucking moves that like no one could sell that. It just looks so stupid.
There's so many. There's this one with their hands down where they're like shaking their head.
The head thing, yeah,
then,
the penguin wobble.
And then
there's
like
the chest wobble.
just, like, just shaking their boobs, right, with their hands down. And then there's like the like flicking their legs out from side to side.
Yeah, and there's the actual limbo bit
where
they make a limbo and go over. Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, unless the song's okay, but the choreo is just really bad. But then it's the limbo bit.
I don't think the song is okay because it just sounds so stupid. The limbo lim thing, and then they randomly go to that pumped up techno part that's like an EDM song. For
I quite like that bit.
2 bars.
That's the bit I meant. I quite like that bit.
Yeah, but I'm just we get there and I'm like, I don't think a whole song of that would be bad, but. You get to that point and you're like, why the fuck are we here? What happened? We were limbo limbing a minute ago and now we're not.
Yeah, that's just true.
What's going on? It's just a mess.
The outfits are okay and like the styling's okay. Like hair and makeup's pretty strong, I would say.
Yeah, fairly.
So it's not like cheapy, which is like what I don't like when it all looks a bit cheap. But
you know what though, the hair and makeup, it reminds me of that Twice video we did where the hair and makeup's great, but it does not fit this song or video.
Yeah,
like
I know what you mean.
they look great, but they shouldn't look great for this. This is a comedy song.
Are they in a hotel? They're meant to be in a hotel. I just saw like a luggage thing.
Maybe.
And like one's in a bar.
God, that head moves
Limbo,
so dumb.
hotel. And like this, they're kicking the legs out from side to side.
Just looks so stupid.
Oh dear.
I feel bad because these girls are really good. Like they're a very strong
their worst
group.
Song, though. Like this is not their worst song.
You think Rika's worse?
Yeah.
I guess Rika's probably a bit worse. Yeah. This has like decent points. I find it funny though because they start it off and the intro sounds like it's going to be Esper's Girls because it's the same synth. And then like then like they really had us in the first half because that first like verse and so I was like, okay, this kind of works pretty good. I like this. I'm getting with it. And then they hit you with the limbo lim, and I think it's Sebom first who's like floor scooting her way along the limbo line. Just absolutely that proper like teleport behind you. You're already dead moment to the whole song.
Even before the chorus though, even in the verse, the it really sounds like clashy, kind of out of tune. Even then, I was straight away like, "Ooh, that's not quite right."
Yeah,
it was a bit off. But also, the girl with the bob, the blonde bob, reminds me so much of Lisa. It's like she's trying to be Lisa in this.
Yeah,
she like really I don't know if it's just because of the bob, but. Really kind of reminded me of Lisa or trying to be like Lisa in this, but so oh well. Yeah, are you really surprised, really? At this point?
I guess not. I'm just sad because these girls have made some really good songs and I feel like we're not going to get another one.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be though.
Yeah, but it's just so silly. It's so silly. Why are we here?
Can we not play this start? Like that first few seconds, I am going to right now say take that out. Like, that's not okay.
No arse. But get rid of the arse.
Yeah, like, don't allow this girl to have her bum cheek hanging out on the screen. It's not okay.
Oh, you got to sell the MV somehow.
No.
Limbo Lim's not going to do it. So they obviously resorted to desperate measures and were like, fuck it. People like asses. Get your ass out. Also, we've still got this fucking this crescent moon pattern that will not go away.
Oh yeah.
This one top that has been used by all of K-pop for the last like how long? 3, 4 years? 5 years?
Yeah.
Endless. Cannot get rid of it.
I'm finding more things. We've got a snooker table in here now. We had like a flower that was on fire.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Do I need to Google the lyrics at this point?
You can
got
if
to
you
be-
want to. Oh, you know what?
I-
I bet they're stupid. Let's do a dramatic reading. Hang on.
Okay.
That's
Nature,
the nature
Limbo,
lyrics.
lyrics.
Please tell me they're stupid. I really hope they
Please
are.
say someone's done the Lord's work here and translate them. Oh yes, they have.
We've got them
Okay,
Romanized.
let's see.
Where's the
Oh no, hang on, they're
translated?
not on there yet.
They're just
It's not on there yet.
Damn it, that's a
I
shame.
thought.
That's a shame.
Oh, let's see.
Oh my god, Glabingo helped write this? Okay.
Who?
Glabingo.
Who's that?
Glabingo is he's a
Perry Boy.
solo
I
guy.
recognise that name. Right.
He's a solo guy who did a song called Bonnie several years ago that I quite liked. He's the son of like a couple of professional writers.
Oh right.
So no
okay.
surprise that he's writing, but could have done better, buddy. Limbo Limbo Lim, come on, get that shit out here. Come on, Glabingo.
I recognise the name Perry. Wait, who is it? Perry
Perry
Boy?
Boy.
Perry Boy?
Perry Boy.
I recognise
Perry
that.
Boy.
I'm just thinking about Nando's
Captain Nando's.
now. Yeah, just thinking about.
But I'm getting flashback to when that's going to be a producer name in a few years. Well, Captain Nando's doing all the lyrics writing for nature.
But I recognise that name, so here we go. I've translated it in Google Translate. The look in my eyes, you're like 8 bipersonate. Maybe this translation doesn't work. You're like 8 bipersonate robethanite. Wait, is it something?
What is this, the fucking periodic table? What's happening?
Is this a gemstone or something? I don't know.
What?
No matter what you hope for, it's not easy, but I'm hey, yes.
This is amazing.
Show me, this must be just Google Translate not helping. Show me you for sure. Otherwise, oh babe, otherwise you might get hurt. I don't know. Eat with your heart. Surprise with, no, this is just, we stayed up all night. Something about limbo. You jump with your heart. There we go. That's the link, isn't it? You jump with your heart.
You don't jump when you're
to
doing
my
limbo.
heart.
You lose if you
Decide
jump.
That's true.
You're supposed to go
Decide
under it,
to
love. It's
go
not
or
pole
stop
vaulting.
Decide to go or stop it. Right.
Oh.
We stayed up all night. Something about limbo. Let's do the limbo.
Let's do the limbo. Jesus.
Deep stuff right there.
Yeah. Really, giving Shakespeare a run for his money there. Glabingo. Well done, Glabingo. You've gone from nunnu bonny hey to limbo lim. It's really come full circle.
Let's see what else they're going to talk about.
Oh yes, there's more.
Let's see.
Oh,
Let's
I'm
do the limbo.
bated breath right now.
Sorry, I've been on for far too long now.
No, you haven't.
Just
I think
having
it deserves the
I'm just
time.
having a great time. It's a special tonight. You'll come over pretending you didn't win. Limbo. Tension is pounding in the nick of time. Let's do the limbo.
I wonder what Limbo's referring to in this song. I just can't imagine.
Anyway, so there's nothing too deep about it.
No. Maybe that explains the arse cheek if they're trying to get it on in terms of Limbo.
And the boobs shaking in your face.
Yeah,
Like, that wasn't obvious enough.
But usually I don't think a girl shaking her head to the side is particularly attractive, so I don't know why that was really
Or
there.
kicking their legs out to the side like a horse.
Like they're like old ragtime dancing.
They could have, like, with the whole limbo thing, they could have had a really cool, like, limbo choreo. Like, they could have made it really
They
cool,
could have made it elegant,
limboing
but
under.
can't do
Yeah,
that.
they could have made it elegantly limboing,
They went
That's
the
not
opposite
difficult.
direction. We know these
Yeah.
girls are probably very flexible because they're great dancers. Give them a chance to
Yeah.
show it off. But no.
No.
We gotta
Instead they have
shake our heads
wagging.
and our boobs everywhere. You know?
There we go.
Oh, that was an event.
Oh, right. And when the girl who's, being Lisa does the whistling thing, I just didn't enjoy that.
I don't even
I
remember
just
it, to be
didn't enjoy it.
honest.
like you know when they like lip sync whistling, so it doesn't actually match up. It's
Oh.
like, come on, like you could just whistle along with it. You could just whistle along with it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Rough.
all right, well,
I'll let you
shall I go
get
now?
on to
Okay.
before we talk about Limbo for another half an hour.
Thanks for letting me review my concert, and
Always happy to.
speak to you soon.
Yep, speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Alright, okay. Let's go. It's the next caller. It's the boy. It's the Swither. It's the karaoke master. Let's get him in. Limbo, limbo, lim. It's Swither.
Limbo, 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 limbo.
Loving it.
Wow, how we feeling?
I'm feeling limbo.
Feeling in limbo? Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you touched on it a little bit, but the standout part for me was how they did have a couple members of the group, at least one that had a bob, and yet they still included the hair helicopter choreo, which I find to be workplace abuse. You know, if you have to go in and then on camera try to shake your 6-inch hair like a helicopter over your head, you know, that is debasing.
The thing is, it wasn't even the hair helicopter you'd expect, where they're like proper like whirling their head. They literally pulled their hair up and like started spinning it.
No, it's a great technique. Pioneer. Well, I don't know if it's pioneered, but there's this Vogue dancer that I like a lot. Her name is Medina Besikaeva, and she does that beautifully, absolutely beautifully. And it's a technique that I think is mostly seen in Vogue dance and stuff. But yeah, you gotta at least give them extensions or something to have something to work with. I mean, just reaching back and grabbing a couple inches of, bleached, cut, damaged hair, and then being told that you got to shake that for the music video. That's not right.
Yeah.
You can't make them do that. Especially because that was, like T, my favorite part of the song, the part where it just jumps into something fun.
Yeah, it just becomes an EDM song.
Yeah, I guess, but it had a nice energy to that bit, and then it goes back to the chorus or whatever, which is limbo limbo lim. But yeah, I'm not here for that today. I'm also taking on a bit, so I might as well get to clipping along. So this one that you have queued up is something that I've been alluding to on previous shows, which is the first bit of music content that we've gotten from the long rumored, mysterious sounding 24-member girl group called TripleS. That is Jaden Jung's new vehicle after he was, Lovely's creative director, Luna creative director, and A&R, only one of, and wherever he goes, he seems to cause a lot of controversy, but also cause a lot of good music to come out somehow, considering he isn't actually producing or writing the songs most of the time, but it seems his role as a creative director, he has some taste. But yeah, so this group is called TripleS, 24 members, but you're not going to see 24 members, you're going to see 4. It is a subunit called Acid Angel from Asia. Like I said on a previous show, I believe that's a reference to the song Acid Angel by A.G. Cook. I don't see much else on the internet referencing an Acid Angel, and it doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility for Jaden Jung to be interested in such a thing, but also very interesting name, Acid Angel from Asia. And among these 4 girls, I know none of them except I think Nakyung is Bibi's little sister. So among the things that I'm calling in today, I got Bibi and her little sister. So that's great, a little family affair. So yeah, I'm down to get into it. Acid Angel from Asia, Generation.
Do it.
여기 봐봐. 아야 왜 찍어?
Slipping every moment, can never get enough. Never-ending circles, can't get you on my mind. 진실은 feeling, 난 아직 나를 모르지만, oh yeah, 끝이 또 healing. 겁없이 올라 하늘 높이, I'm falling, falling in love. 입에 하나 물어버린 아이스크림, 내 맘속에 녹아버리니, 끝이 없이 빠져드는 daydream. 원상 속의 mirror, 나를 비추는 mirror, oh yeah. 여기에서 together, 모두서 한 그대로, take it down, sing 것으로 날 던져. Generation, 우린 지금 together, 낯선 느낌 그대로, 부딪히고 깨져도 이 꿈에서 우린 generation. And it's on the high, 날 위시 시선할 때까지. 우리 거야 이 순간, 그 달콤한 우리 generation. 여기에서 together, 모두서 한 그대로, take it down, sing 것으로 날 던져. Generation, 우린 지금 together, 낯선 느낌 그대로, 부딪히고 깨져도 이 꿈에서 우린 generation.
Okay, Swither. What did you la 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 like about that?
Come on, that was a lot of fun.
If you say so.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Yeah, so I'm seeing in the chat what people are responding to is similar to what I've seen online so far, which is people are receiving it as bargain new jeans,
Yep.
which, you know, there's a point there. You know, it's also trying to be like a fresh teen concept where they're just, you know, like on IG Live and on TikTok and, you know, that sort of stuff. And they have some of the sets that are sort of similar, like the underlit dance floor, as well as like having it set in messy bedrooms and that sort of thing, trying to give you a zeitgeist vibe. But, you know, it is a little bit of a different take on it. And the song I do enjoy. Is it sparking the same things as early Luna songs? Maybe not quite, but you know, this and the album that came with it, it's got some good stuff on it. So I'm gonna be paying attention to them for sure. But you don't seem to like the la 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 la. I mean, I like that. I like the las. What's wrong with some las?
I don't like when something stays on the same thing for too long. It feels like I'm like feeling my life just slip by while they're just going la 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 forever.
That's actually beautiful.
It's
that
so
you say
long, and like
that is.
it happens a lot.
Yeah, it is a feature of the chorus, so that's going to happen. But it is beautiful that you say something about you feeling your life slipping by. You know, you can enjoy the feeling of loving losing life. You know, it's a thing that you can get into and appreciate beauty as it kills you and that sort of thing. Time, but they reference some interesting things on this track. Let me pull up the lyrics. So when I saw that they were going to do something that looks sort of New Jeans like, my thought was, hey, maybe Jaden Jung is seeing the potential of this aesthetic and then wants to add his spin of trying to be maybe a little bit more pretentious with the themes or insert some stuff like he did with some Luna lyrics that made it stand out and have a interesting, more outside character to it. And this does seem to uh, do that a little bit. I was a little bit interested in the lyric. I mean, first off, they included an ice cream lyric, which is usually a good sign for me. You know, you say you got an ice cream. You know, it's usually a good, as they like to say these days, a green flag for a song is when you have a cute mention of ice cream. But then we get into them talking about falling in a daydream in a maze of illusions, and me and you, that's a mirror. And then they get the part that I think really characterizes it most, which is the translation. The translation goes, "We're here in this together. The way it's disordered. The decadence is where it's at. Jump inside, generation." So yeah, I feel like that touches on something that I might expect Jaden to be interested in with a group like this. Um, Trying to say something about the age of decadence that many of us believe ourselves to be living in, especially if you're in a NATO or Western aegis country. You know, a sense of decadent generation. Um, and to say, you know, it's really quite a statement and one that I've seen before stated in different terms to just say the decadence is where it's at, you know? Most people say, you know, we're in an age of decadence. Oh, you know, we're an age of decline. You know, this is stagnation. This is dangerous. And there are arguments you could make to that effect for sure. But there's also a underrepresented opinion, which is, well, what do you dislike so much about the age of decadence? In which, for the most part, uh, per capita, people are experiencing probably lower rates of violence than ever before, lower rates of uh, famine than ever before, and that sort of thing. So, what's so bad about being in an age of decadence? Jump inside our generation. I find it to be an interesting jumping off point for them. What do you think about that?
You never fail to amaze me, Swither, with how much you can find to dig deeper into a basic ass pop song. You're gonna find so much hidden depth in like just a product.
I think specifically using the English word, well, I guess it's more French probably, decadence, uh, does speak to a choice that I don't think is sort of accidental reach because it doesn't even rhyme with anything, though it is kind of satisfying to say decadence, and they do say tika tika
Oh,
between the la la
I didn't
las.
even realize they said decadence.
Oh, yeah. In decadence, this is a
I think
night
I'd gone
young
into a
girl.
la 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 infused like coma by that point.
Yeah, it's in one of the verses.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think that speaks to definitely a deliberate choice. I don't even think this is me reading too far between the lines. Now, might I be giving them too much credit in terms of factual uh, direction they're going with it?
Definitely.
Maybe, but we'll see. But we'll see is the whole point.
I'm assuming that the generation they're talking about, as well as the generation of 12-year-olds, because these girls look really young, like
Yeah, I
extremely,
have to
like
imagine.
definitely should not be in the entertainment industry young.
Yeah, I mean, if Nakyoung is Bibi's little sister, I don't know by how much, but Bibi herself isn't that old. So I mean, I gotta imagine she's probably young, and odds are she's probably one of the older among them. You know what I mean? But it's going for the new jeans thing with a different spin.
Yeah,
It seems like
why is
where
it that every time we get a trend that's from like a bygone era, it's always the youngest people that were not alive at the time of that era that that do that music.
well, that's what makes it
I find
compelling.
it so funny in K-pop. Right, we had fucking NCT doing '90s love. They weren't alive in the '90s, and then we've got these girls doing the stupid ass fucking Y2K style that I'm just sick to death of.
Well, we have to make time move. If no
They
one
weren't alive at the
stops,
time, you
that's
know.
that's exactly what I'm saying. If they weren't alive at the time, then the youngest people to be depicted embodying a certain concept or aesthetic from the past, it makes time move because now, wow, you have people with a career uh, performing an aesthetic from a time that they weren't even alive.
Yeah,
And boom, now that is solidly the past in a way that
it's
it might not have
bizarre.
been before.
I think because it's a relatively recent past, I just find it kind of uncomfortable. And like it makes it even more obvious that this is just a cynical product when they're like in this room and they've got an Oasis poster. They've never listened to Oasis once, you know.
Hey, does that mean it's cynical? Because I don't
It's
know.
very
Some of my
cynical. It's like,
some of
oh,
my little
what
cousins.
fits our mood board in this most marketing of days? Let's see what groups were popular at the time that we're aiming at with this girl group that weren't alive. What did we think? You know, maybe we'll get Oasis. What else are we thinking? Spot a Blur on the wall as well, possibly. I don't know. What else? Maybe the start of Gorillaz. You know, that's about the right era. It's all a little bit like, yeah, not good. I just
You're
don't
mad
like it.
you're mad these little acid angels from Asia are stealing your beloved Britpop from
No, I
your
don't. I don't mind if
youth.
Britpop comes back. It was pretty decent music, but they're not making Britpop
Yeah, but you just listed the
because
Oasis
they
and
literally have an Oasis
Gorillaz.
poster on the wall in the room in this.
Okay, yeah.
While they've got their
Um,
little beige beanie on, like they're trying to rock like early 2000s R&B.
but that's still interesting. Does that mean that it's cynical marketing? Because I do
Yep.
know, some of my little cousins when they go to, build taste and associate musical acts or artists into who they are or their image. I see a lot of, pretty uh, facile reaching for things that they were never there for sure, and then also might not have a great grasp of what they're about. But does that mean that it's cynical, or is that just the way that time passes and things get lost, but people still find something to love?
I still think it's pretty cynical. In the same way that, you know, people of my generation wearing Ramones shirts when they never listened to a Ramones song is a little bit cynical. That sort of thing, you know, it's like
So
you
you're
just saw
admitting three
it on the
songs that
TV and you were like, okay, cool, I guess that's me now.
so you're want to maybe go up to them and ask them what their favorite album is.
Yeah, and be like, you know,
You really like
which songs do you
Ramones.
like, you know?
Yeah.
You know,
Classic.
which Oasis songs do you
And
like? Don't say
Baby.
Wonderwall.
Oh, why not?
There are other songs. If you like them enough to have a
Yeah.
poster, you should probably know other ones. I don't know. I just find it
Okay.
all a little bit cynical. I mean, it's generally cynical to have girls this young in the industry anyway. Like at least young looking. It's a little
But
bit.
then, I mean, to be directly commenting on it, I feel like moves it a little bit away from being able to dismiss it just as a cynical move. Because if they're talking about, uh, you know, the generation that they exist inside, and then characterizing it as being a sort of product of decadence, and
Yeah,
then talking about the disorder and referencing they got TikTok up.
that's what's silly, right? Because they're trying to make it look like it's an early 2000s bedroom, but then they're on IG Live, so like you know, not.
Well, but that's the thing. Young people are almost always uh, plumbing something from the past
Yeah, but not when they were
for their
listening to
aesthetic.
Oasis. They weren't. They weren't on IG
I don't know.
Live while in their bedroom.
Well,
Like, come on.
obviously, yes,
It's
but
just like trying to be hipsters, you know.
yeah. And so, what you think that's overall a bad or malicious or wasteful sort of thing to do, to try to like something that wasn't a part of your cultural lineage or your lifetime.
I mean, it's fine if you have a genuine love of it, but if you did, you wouldn't be making this music.
Okay, maybe, yeah. But
There's no
yeah.
genuine about it is my issue.
Yeah.
That's my
but
problem.
again,
If there's a genuine anything about it, it's cool, but there's not.
well, that's
You
what
know,
I'm saying. That
if inexplicably these girls grew up and their parents were like, "Fuck yeah, I love champagne supernova," then fine, but they don't. You know,
Champagne supernova. Yeah, I mean, the one poster has really thrown you for a loop. I feel like I don't need them to
it's
demonstrate
hyper
that.
focused on Oasis when it didn't need to. Basically, Oasis was just the biggest signifier of how cynical it is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make an argument for how in something like this you could have things that might seem cynical or empty, but that sense that you might get, in my view, could be, if not deliberate, a happy sort of accident as to what it's actually doing as a piece of art. Like with the talking about characterizing the generation and and trying to, I mean, yeah, in some of the lyrics it's talking about trying to basically make a messy situation into something that you can still be enthusiastic about, which is, I feel like, a lot of good, genuine culture.
That's mindfulness. That's good, but then what's that got to do with Y2K? This is just because Y2K is popular.
Well, it's definitely trying to express the flavor of a generation of people in a half prescriptive, half descriptive way. That's one of the things that I was thinking about with New Jeans, of like, no one would have imagined that image as being one that characterizes the girls their age, but once you put that on and then it gets popular, then it starts to sort of become that way. And it uses roots of little things and puts them together in such a way that it makes a case that it might be fair to characterize a group of people in that way. And every generation gets characterized in really unfair, inconsistent ways. And generation discourse is frequently some of the most flimsy and bad. But when you have something where it's ultimately trying to bring together maybe scattered reference points into something that is positive and energetic and trying to make people feel like they have something that they could represent happily and live that way, I think that's ultimately positive.
Okay.
I don't know. Did I stop making sense at some point there?
No, it just got way more philosophical than I'd expect from a song like this. That's all. But I should expect it now. It's you. It always gets philosophical with Swither.
I really don't think that I'm reaching that much with this one, just given the previous work and some of the stuff going on with this industry as a whole. It's really an interesting phenomenon, especially with the rise of TikTok, and then there being like this massive new cavity for, like, because trend dances and stuff were always popular while I was growing up, and then once TikTok hit, then suddenly like people wanting to dance and get good at it became a much bigger thing, and that was one of the only positive, well, not only positive, that's not fair, but one of the main positive things that I've seen come of it is also growing up, I felt like a lot of people were not enthusiastic or too embarrassed, or feeling like the depictions of celebration that people grew up on didn't end up encouraging people to be that energetic or dance much around each other, because the main images depicted are of just people messing it up or being cringe, and as a result it has sort of a wet blanket effect. But then once TikTok got big, sure, the type of dance that it encouraged was primarily really bad and sort of standing in place hand stuff, and that's when a lot of K-pop stuff started to play a really positive role, because it filled the need to have a bunch of choreos that people could do relatively quickly to something that was poppy, but it expanded it a little more because it comes originally from a K-pop sort of dance tradition in which you do have more full floor choreos, and so it got a lot of people to actually get into this sort of thing and start dancing in a way that's more interesting than the main TikTok stars. And I do like that effect. And again, anyone that tries to find a way in which a lot of the things that we can so easily get super down about can find a way in which there's something good to be gleaned from it and move on from, it's great. And it's the thing that will end up being most influential, because if a lot of people are into something and then the sort of status quo most common opinion is that it's trash, then that makes the field of people who are actually interested in exactly what that is and making it good will have a huge impact. Because if most of the smart people are hands off with it because it's trash, then the people that are into that thing just because they love it are going to end up finding themselves with much more, they'll find themselves carrying a torch, in my view. And yeah, that's one of the things that I really like about K-pop and K-pop dance, is that I feel like it's gotten a lot of people that I am familiar with interested in doing choreos and engaging with music in that sort of way. And as much as there was great Britpop that you were referencing, I don't know what those shows were like. I'm sure they were fun, but I like the idea of some sort of progression in which we get to a place where people are wanting to go to shows, and then connecting with people all doing a choreo or something. I've seen that a couple of times, and I think it's really cute. So yeah, I mean, I think I've talked way too little about the actual sound of this song.
Yep.
But the things going on that I think around it, I think they have a positive foil position that they might be able to play with New Jeans. I don't know how much they're going to dedicate to this subunit, because I know it's only one of two that are already planned, and they already have, like, I think 10 members of the 24 that will ultimately join. But yeah, I liked the sound of the song. I like the laws, and there's a little variation in it that makes it good enough to me. And I like the intro. They featured one of the frequent things that happens when people try to film TikTok choreos, where like they have like basically a grandma sort of obliviously pushing her cart across the filming line, which is a sort of a smart knowing reference in terms of shot to include. And yeah, the sound was very breezy and sort of retro, and a lot of the signs do, yes, point to it being easily compared to New Jeans.
Yeah.
And I don't think it is as strong or distinctive of a song as any of the New Jeans songs, in honesty, but I still like it. And they have some B-sides that are pretty good. I like Charla. Charla's pretty good. And then the Dimension one, it's got a funky section in it. And the rest of it, the texture is really good. So yeah, I enjoyed this.
Yeah,
And
I thought the backing track was good. I just didn't like much that was over the top of it. And I think I'm just always put off when there's like children on the screen. I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah, I mean, gotta characterize the generation. People are really grasping for identity, I feel. And I think it's a fine thing to do. I didn't think any of the presentation here was like making me uncomfortable, but yeah, it's by kids for kids type content again, I feel.
Yeah, very much not for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's probably good on
we have
that.
talked about this a lot. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. Oh, your next one is I was much more excited about. So let's get on to your second choice.
Based on my themes from before, keep on dancing.
Mm-hmm. Time to dance on with Alice. Let's do it.
Dance on my own 뜨거운 리듬 안에 너를 던져 Baby 손가락을 튕겨 Bass on turn on fire 튀는 전율 touch 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 이 느낌을 견딘 너희를 심장에 울림 dancing Oh I'm sorry rush 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 Cause you 눈을 감고 온전히 날 느껴 How I feel new 멋대로 바뀐 틀을 부셔 내게 빛이 나 다른 너 보이지 않아 처음 느낀 dramatic Always like a movie 심장이 내 숨이 빠르게만 하지 You're my one and only Dance on my own 뜨거운 리듬 안에 너를 던져 Let's draw 날 믿어 자유를 타고 흘러 out of control 너를 향해 뛰어 난 너만의 diver Right now 겁이 없는 movie 거침없이 falling 완벽하게 빠져들어 out of control So dance on 상상해봐 oh my 꿈인가 꼬집어보지만 이건 분명 loving coming 티키타카 말은 안해 눈만 봐도 마음이 통해 100 I'm sure that 누가 봐도 운명적인 love scene 눈을 감고 온전히 날 느껴 How I feel new 멋대로 바뀐 틀을 부셔 내게 빛이 나 다른 너 보이지 않아 처음 느낀 dramatic Always like a movie So crazy fantastic 물갈이 energy You capture the feel Dance on my own 뜨거운 리듬 안에 너를 던져 Let's draw 날 믿어 자유를 타고 흘러 out of control 너를 향해 뛰어 난 너만의 diver Right now 겁이 없는 movie 거침없이 falling 완벽하게 빠져들어 out of control So dance on Look around 지친 너와 난 no more Not anymore Oh no 자이 순간 다 타나봐 Rhythm 속에 up all night Dance on my own right now Dance on my own 뜨거운 리듬 안에 너를 던져 Let's draw 날 믿어 자유를 타고 흘러 out of control 진행되는 점점 깨어날라 Bibi Right now 일렁이는 눈빛 스며드는 멋짐 완벽하게 빠져들어 out of control So dance on
All right. Dance on, Alice. What we thinking?
Ooh, 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 right now. So he
Too hot.
yeah, I mean, they did a lot right here. Okay, let's get the expositional information first. This is Alice, formerly known as Elris,
Yep.
and they did a rebrand not too long ago, and it's made searching some of their old stuff a little bit complicated. But great group. They have some great songs under their belt, and we were sort of, I think both you and I were sort of worried about what their new direction was going to be like.
For sure.
And I don't know about you, but I really liked this. It was reminding me a lot of sort of maybe a Oh My Girl song, or maybe From Us 9, Doesn't Matter. A lot of the lighting and some of the choices, some of the peripheral choices were reminding me of From Us 9, Doesn't Matter, and some of the vibe of just that sort of, yeah, very direct, everybody dance type positive song. I enjoyed it. How about you?
Yeah, I liked it decently enough. Obviously, big fan of Elris already. Was like super wanting more from them because everything they've released so far has been good. Was very hyped. First listen was like, oh, what's that? What's that vocal processing? What are we doing? What are we doing here? It's too forceful. It's a bit crushed. I've softened on it, you know. I like this song decently enough. I don't think it's as good as their other stuff, but it's still good. It's not amazing, but it's good. And Sohee is here, and she's disgustingly hot, so that always helps. I will never understand how Sohee has not become an it girl yet. She's got it all.
I think she still may pop because all of the grassroots signs are there in my mind, and she certainly has all the fundamentals. And yeah, this is. I think I'm not sure if I've seen all of their past stuff, but this seemed to most prominently feature her of anything that I've seen so far.
They always kind of. I feel like she's kind of been. People always think that, at least previously, before Jackpot, people always called Elris like Sohee and Girls because Sohee stood out so much. But I don't really feel like in Elris stuff they ever really pushed her to the front that much. Like, it wasn't like when you're watching Daya and you're like, okay, 90% of this is Cheon. Why am I not seeing anybody else? Like, it was never like that. She just kind of stood out because of her natural talent and beauty and whatever else. It wasn't because she had like tons more parts than anybody else. It doesn't really help that she's also one of the main vocals, but when you're one of the main vocals, one of the main dancers, and one of the main visuals, you're going to get a lot of screen time. But I don't feel like it's excessive with Sohee. I think everybody else gets a decent amount of shine too. And everybody in Elrison, or now Alice, is worth showing. Everybody there is talented. They've all got their own lane. Everybody's good.
Yeah.
But
no.
Sohee just stands out because she's so exceptional. Like, she's got it all, man. She's an amazing dancer, great singer, obviously very pretty. She's got the lot. She's just a triple threat, as they would say. That's why, have you listened to her solo stuff too?
I think like one of her songs, is it called like On or something? I actually forget.
She has Spotlight.
Spotlight, that's the one.
Yeah, banger.
Yeah.
And Hurry Up.
I like that one. And yeah, the one with both or whatever, Bobalgan or whatever.
Yeah.
That one's pretty solid as well. Very cute.
Crazy good. Yeah. Dance On, I like it, but it could be better. I definitely have moments where I'm like, if they just changed this, I would like this song more. Like, I don't like Scotch Snaps, but I feel like here I understand why they're using them, but I also think, what would have been wrong if instead of da-da-da-da-da-da-da, they went da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Would that not have flowed better with this song?
It's an interesting point. I could see both working
when you've
decently
got,
well.
I feel like, specifically in this song, because like the bass line is like a kind of semi-funky, kind of disco-y type bass line. They could have like hooked the bass line in with the vocals for that part. It would have been so cool if they were both going down at the same point with that little doom 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 doom. That would have worked so well. But no, we have to have fucking Scotch Snaps, don't we?
No, I mean I think the did-it sort of delivery helps, especially if you got a nice bass line. It helps bring together the image of like a song where the band is tight, because it has to hit, did it. I think it fits pretty well with that, and that did not jump out at me as being a negative point. I thought you were going to be bothered by the vocal distortion on the ooh, ooh, ooh.
No, I like the distortion on those. I think that works really well because it's like clearly an artistic choice and is just
I like that.
Yeah, it kind of adds like a little bit of depth to it. I like that, but it's the like very shouty gang vocals in the chorus that I'm not that super into. I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
I know what they're going for. They're trying to make it sound big, but I don't think you need to make it sound that big.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it does seem like sort of the stock choice for a song like this because, yeah, the songs that I referenced do something uh, relatively similar to that, where you just want to have everyone in unison for something where you're telling everyone to dance. So I
Yeah.
can see the intention, but I could also see doing something more unique or having some more harmonic variety. But it's a fun song, and yeah, the outfits were going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Sohi's outfits across were all perfect.
Yep.
And they're at the Paradise Diner, like I like to talk about.
Your favorite
You
place?
know, I gotta drop it when we got a girl group performing in front of Paradise Diner, one of the hottest spots on the planet, it seems.
Yeah, I never
Um,
used to notice it, but now that you bring it up so much, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, Paradise Diner again. Here you go.
it's just this dream location that nobody goes to. I mean, if we can get like Guy Fieri to do a sort of diners, drive-ins, and dives on the Paradise, I would watch that in a heartbeat. But I feel they may not serve food.
Guy Fieri in
Uh,
the line dancing with Elris. Or Alice now. It's getting hard to call them Alice. I'm so used to calling them Elris.
yeah, I think the
Even though
Hangul characters
the
are the
Hangul
same.
never changed. It's been Ellis the whole time.
Yeah, yeah,
But they just changed the romanization. It's so strange, but yeah.
yeah. And I don't get that either because Elris is much more Googleable.
Yeah.
But
They made it just really hard to find them now.
hey, we got Accio in the chat. Shout
Yeah,
out,
hey Accio.
howdy. Um,
And
yeah.
you dancing on.
Alice is definitely the rebrand has made it more difficult to search their stuff for sure, which is a little bit strange of a choice, but you know, it's perfectly fine as a name, and they're still delivering. Uh, what are your favorite songs of theirs? I was just thinking about Pow Pow because the volcano thing.
Yeah, that was good. I honestly just listened to the last EP they did as Elris. It's front to back amazing the whole way through. It like there is nothing that you like skip on that entire EP.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
so good. It's
You're talking about the one
amazing.
with Jackpot and This
Yeah.
Is Me.
Yeah, Jackpot. This is me. You know, like I do. So good.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
good.
there's definitely some more adventurous production on songs on that EP.
Yeah.
Jackpot definitely had more production color to it. This Is Me as well, yeah.
Mm.
But you know, I'm
Also,
very happy.
I have a massive soft spot for Summer Dream. I love that song. That's
Okay, I'm
another
not familiar.
fantastic Elris song.
Okay, I might have to go revisit.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
their B side for this one's pretty solid too. Lavish Light.
Yeah, Lavish Light's good. It's a little bit repetitive, but I love like just the palette of that song. I think it sounds so like nice and dreamy. There's no
Yeah.
weird vocal production moments. It just sounds nice. Good.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Although also
And
how they say eclipse sounds like necklace, so I'm always like, oh, necklace.
sometimes you just gotta pick the word that you hear and rock with it. It
Yeah.
might not move in your head no matter what you do.
It just happens, you know. You just let it happen.
Yeah. But it's good to see the members are cleaning the Paradise Diner now that
Oh, yeah,
I'm
spotless.
looking back at yeah, they're helping out maintaining this very important location.
Well, when you get like comebacks so infrequently, you got to have a part-time job, you know. You got to get it going.
Gotta pick up the mop in the Paradise Diner, yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the
Um,
members of this got like media coverage for that. 'Cause she was working a part-time job when hours weren't doing
Oh
shit,
yeah.
and she was like
Yeah,
writing
yeah.
on people's little menus and like receipts. Please pay attention to the group I'm in, and like, oh, here's our EP, and oh, it was cute and sad at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
yeah. If that doesn't end up, you know, blossoming into a great successful underdog story, then it is just it just hurts a little bit.
Yeah, there's been a
But
few Ellis moments that just feel like they need to pop off soon, you know. We had that, she was getting coverage for that. Bella from this group, everyone kept saying looks like, what's the god character in Esper lore?
Navis.
Yeah, she looks like Navis, so people were looking at her for that. So he just is clearly like gonna pop off at some point, because come on. Like, it's got to be time for Alice to pop off. Come on, let's have them, become financially stable and have a career. That's what I want.
Yeah, I do think for that as much as I like this song, yeah, I don't feel like this moves them forward or captures
No.
captures a new group that much. But if it's just sort of like a rallying thing of like, putting this out after they've changed the name and being like, yeah, this is what we are. I'm really very cool with that. And the MV looks really good. I liked all the tennis stuff, using a lemon as a tennis ball. Pretty
Yeah.
funny. There's some good dance moments. I mean, it's called Dance On. They got to deliver with a little bit of the choreo. And in the
Sure.
bridge, they have that moment where they support one of the members through like a deep Michael Jackson lean.
Yeah, that was cool.
I liked that. I liked that bit.
Yeah, there's not a lot to dislike here. It's all just like generally good stuff all round, I think.
Yeah,
It's a good
yeah,
time.
pretty solid.
Mostly I'm just happy to
Wilson
see these girls
commercial.
back, because I was convinced they were going to disband. So I'm just very happy that
for
they're
sure.
back, mostly.
Yeah, and a lot of the individual shots in MV, I think, are executed tastefully, and their charm does come through each of the members, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and yeah, pretty much all good outfits. I mean, I was specifically singling out Sohee's because they really highlight her. I mean, they even have the a live dress alteration as part
Yeah.
of the MV. And yeah, I like the raspberries on the fingertips. What could be more relatable than busting open a little box of raspberries and putting one on each of your fingers, depending on how big the raspberry is, and then eating them off one by one. Everyone's had that experience. We love it. And if you don't, I mean, I'm sorry.
Weird color for raspberries, though. Something wrong with them.
Yeah, more it's sort of boysenberry mode, or
Yeah.
definitely darker.
Weird
than
colored
champagne
fruit
berry.
now. I'm looking at the MV because they got a pear that's like red, and I'm like, what are you doing? It's supposed to be yellow.
Yeah, that pear didn't look exactly in its prime.
What is
But,
happening?
The lemons look fine, okay, and then the
Yeah.
grapes, I don't rock with the green grapes as much, but it's a pretty fine choice.
I'm more of a black grape guy myself, but
Yeah, okay.
go off.
But yeah, this totally delivered, I thought, on what it set out to do. I just think that moving forward, they need a little zhuzh. They need something that stands out, because this genre has a lot of good examples of songs like this, which is
Yeah.
good. But yeah,
For sure.
it's not
I'd like
gonna
to
make
see them do something a little bit more forceful, like they did on the Jackpot EP before.
Yeah, that was definitely bolder.
Yeah.
So perhaps they can get back to that.
Yeah, that would be cool. But I mean, there's nothing to complain about here. It's just not. It's just a bit safe, I think. That's all.
Yeah, it's only the complaints that you might have if you are just really rooting for them to be successful.
Yeah, definitely. That's where this is
Yeah.
coming from. It's not because like we don't like it. It's because they're really fucking good and they deserve a better chance.
Yeah, and so he is absolutely a star that needs to have her day.
Absolutely, 100%.
All right, yeah,
I should do it
that's
for
all I have to
Elris,
say on
right?
this.
Alice, sorry.
Yeah.
I love that Accio says, but she used to do that with Black Olives and pretend she was Mewtwo.
Oh, that's great.
That is phenomenal.
just the three fingers, just on the thumb, index, and middle.
Oh.
Just do the claw.
Fantastic.
That's sick.
Yeah, monologue about man's foolishness.
By the way, if we can get Accio or Benji on here, that would be amazing.
Yeah, if either of
please,
you have anything to talk about at all, please come along.
Yeah. But barring that, I'm down to get into the older sister of a girl that we've seen so far, Bibi's new, very short pre-release single, Motospeed 24, which was sort of the complement to the Sweet Sorrow of Mother's Love or something like that. Which
Yeah.
was a nice minute little piano song.
Mm-hmm.
This one's called
That's,
Motospeed 24, so it seemed like it was my alley.
Yep, let's have Bibi's latest songlet. Let's play.
밤만 계속되는 내 심플한 도시 바쁘고 슬픈 자들만이 나와 놀지 사랑을 나누며 잘나들을 나누며 빠른 시간 속에 영원히 난 쫓기겠지 I like that I like that 텅빈 도로 위에 너와 나만 있어야지 Let's ride 우린 살아있지 난 살아있지 은밀한 비밀들이 숨겨진 사람 수 구정물이 흐르는 도시의 배산임수 상처를 숨기며 잔 눈물을 삼키며 빠른 시간들은 너와 나를 뒤쫓겠지 I like that I like that 텅빈 도로 위에 너와 나만 있어야지 Let's ride 우린 살아있지 너와 난 살아있지 하나고 헤어진 난 이기적인 운명 기다려주지를 않는 이번 주 한영 두 눈을 가리며 이 바람을 가르며 너와 난 영원히 이곳에 살아있지
Alright, what Motospeed are you riding at?
It's got to be 24, I guess. Yeah. So that was what, like a little shy of 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, definitely shy of that. It's just over 2
But,
minutes, I think.
I like the aesthetic and I like the little effect. Have you ever worn one of those pairs of glasses where people wear them frequently to fireworks, where it takes a point of light and it sort of refracts it in such a way that it puts either stars or hearts around any point source of light?
I have not, no.
Oh, well, yeah, they're kind of fun, cheap little thing that frequently you'll find at fireworks shows or stuff where there's a light show, but they include that with the hearts in a tasteful way. The aesthetic is cool, you know, bluey color palette and dark motorcycle stuff up my alley. It's an interesting ride so far with her 3 new songs. The one that sounded like sort of the one with the Animal Farm one that had the Tarantino music video and then sort of had a James Bond theme song sort of sound to it, at least to me. And then the Sweet Sorrow Mother one, which was, like I said, a very brief little piano song with some nice singing over it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got this, which is sort of more true to her, the form that I expected, which is, sort of a little higher energy, a little bit edgier, a little bit flashier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fun little thing to play if you're going a little fast. And it has that feature about 2/3 through where it takes the ooh, and then it goes, you know, it chops it up, giving the sense that you're on a motorcycle just across from her, speeding through an underpass where there's a bunch of columns obstructing her every half, you know, but you're going so fast you just hear it chopped up like.
But also not like the pillars that are like, you know, a foot apart, because that'd be
Yeah, it's got to be columns. She's going too quick for all that.
Yeah.
But that would be a cool effect too, you know.
She just started I love it.
Yeah.
It's very sensual. I'm enjoying that.
Sort of a singing warm-up exercise almost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
like
enjoyed
this
it.
song. I think this is fun.
Yeah.
I'm kind of. I really didn't like Animal Farm. I thought it was super pretentious because, you know, when you make your own Tarantino MV with like you dressed as a fucking like, you know, gusted up pig for ready to be eaten, it's not for me. I don't need that. But really enjoyed Sweet Sorrow of Mother. Love some, you know, chill, you know, nothing but a piano and Bibi's voice. It's good to hear. And then this song, man, I've been listening to it quite a lot. Really enjoying it. I really like this song. Something
Yeah,
about
it's
the
fun.
way it feels is just good, you know? When I'm out and walking, this is like perfect.
It's got you moving.
Yeah, definitely.
Your pace picks up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it goes up to 24.
it holds it down for that niche of BB music. And she also in the MV holds up something that I'm liking having it increasingly be a part of her image where she has like, you know, she's sort of like whispering the lyrics into some guy's ear or whatever. And did you see that fan cam of one of the concerts that she did where I'm forgetting the name of the song, but it's like be your perfect, like be the perfect one for you, or but basically there's a fan cam of her at a concert where she brings some guy up on the stage and does essentially that, just like, you know, slinking around him and stuff and being really overtly that way.
Ooh.
Oh no, the song is Best Lover. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only want to teach you how to be the best lover for me. The best that you can be. Yeah, it's a pretty good song. Though
Not one
that
of my
music video
faves.
was not as good as this one, I didn't think. But there was a fun performance of it where, yeah, she did what I said. Yeah, so I'm liking her carrying that to be a part of her image, like a sort of really confident, seductive sort of role. I respect that. And yeah, I didn't really rock with Animal Farm as much, though. I like the video more than you, it seems, uh,
Yeah.
because it was kind of fun and ambitious. But like I said, the song was too much like feeling like a Bond movie intro. And
Mhm.
as much as I like a waltzy feel, that was not the sort of that was not an itch that I wanted scratched.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I
but
don't
yeah,
love
so
when BB gets too pretentious, and I feel like it never really strayed into that for this song, at least.
yeah, this is just a fun little jam. Uh, and I have liked when she's gotten a little bit pretentious in the past. The "Life Is a Bitch" music video was
Was that with the ugly
uh,
cry?
well, that also was the birthday cake one. Uh, you might be thinking of the cake one, which was also great. I thought the one
I'll
where
be
she's
honest, I
eating
don't
cake
remember
under.
it. I think
I really
I've
liked
like
that one.
mopped most of that album from my memory.
Okay, well, yeah, I liked the "Life Is a Bitch" music video was like a full production, and it had her like running after a cold feet groom, it seems, and among other scenes, and sort of responding to it violently and emotionally, and then had sort of I won't try to describe it, but some artistic scenes included, and and yeah, the birthday cake video I thought was like maybe the first thing from her that I saw, and I was immediately like, okay, an artist, you know, just um, getting cake all over her face in an underpass next to a shopping cart, and sort of breaking down in a way that really, you know, it came across to me. I felt it. I
Hmm.
felt that.
You know, it took me until this music video came out to realize that BB and YooA actually look fairly similar.
No,
It took me all
Yuha's
this time
features.
to realize that they actually look kind of similar.
No, Yuha's features I feel like are way more like tiger-like, whereas I wouldn't
Yeah, a little
describe
bit,
Bibi
but
that way.
there's a lot of similarities.
Okay. Well, yeah. As a frame of reference, Yuha does seem to be quite a community fave, but I definitely like Bibi a lot more than Yuha. I find some of Yuha's directions to be a little bit 80s pandery or not as interesting. She's
Hmm.
very pretty and very talented, but her musical direction is not nearly as interesting to me as Bibi's.
I personally think they're both just very hit or miss. They both have songs I absolutely adore and songs that I want nothing to do with. Um, but I feel like Yuha at least doesn't fall into the pretentious trap that Bibi does quite a lot of the time. Uh, but yeah, I mean they're just different artists. You know, Bibi's way more on
Yeah,
the R&B style, whereas Yuha's more like a kind of
yeah,
alternative pop diva.
for sure, for sure. And yeah, she succeeds in some of those capacities, definitely.
Yeah,
She also did a pretty Yuha, that is, did a pretty solid Justin Bieber cover a little while ago that I thought was interesting. The Peaches one. But yeah, so with these three songs leading up to the new BB album that has had a lot of reasons to be talking before it's come out, uh, I think this forms an interesting, appetizer. Definitely has not made me well. It's made me want to listen to the album. So
yeah,
it's
definitely.
achieved the objective, I think. But we should probably reserve the judgment as, especially about what you're calling her pretentious bits, until
Yeah,
we see how she tries to incorporate it into something whole.
yeah. I'm kind of cautiously optimistic about the album. From what we've heard, there's at least two songlets that I like. But whether there's going to be any like actual full length songs that are not called Animal Farm, I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, maybe if these short songs are as good as the two that she's put out, I won't be too against it. But I also feel like I'm going to get to the point where I have with these two songs where I'm like, God, I wish this was longer.
Yeah,
So it's either going to
yeah,
be
I
like
feel like
really good or really frustrating or a letdown. You know, we'll see.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I think this song maybe could have successfully pivoted into like a high energy bridge, maybe something not so different from that post chorus thing in the nature song, just to give a little bit of variety and then
I think that may have ruined it for
new
me.
energy.
I don't
Yeah,
need
but
that big of a change in energy. Come on, this is not I
definitely,
Got a Boy.
yeah, yeah, definitely can't copy paste it, but just the essential idea of having something that harmonically contrasts a little bit. But yeah, I enjoyed this. It looks like we might be able to get Accio on for some of the new YooA songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just gonna say I liked the melody one better than the lay low one.
Okay.
But yeah, and otherwise, I've been really enjoying uh, Sserafim's Anti Fragile in the 2 weeks since we last spoke. Uh,
Hmm.
I I think that has been performing great, and the performances, like I was anticipating on the show, have been very satisfyingly good. I think Kazuha is really coming into her own as a performer in this industry. And the B-side tracks, since they had just they came out the day after we did that show. Uh, the one that was Obi and Charlie, Impurities, it was not the strongest Obi and Charlie song that we've had go to other artists, but I really liked the vibe. I enjoyed that song, and some of the other tracks on it were pretty okay, but this was sort of a reversal. Well, not a reversal. That's a paste on, but in this case, I really enjoyed the Le Sserafim title, and uh, was the B sides didn't stand out to me as much, whereas the previous their debut, the title Fearless was not something that I really cared about, and then the B sides were really strong.
Yeah.
But regardless, they're doing pretty well.
I did say I would try the B-sides, and I did.
What were your thoughts?
They're fine. They're fine. I don't like No Celestial because it's that direction that I just don't like. You know how it is. I don't like sellout pop, punk, like rocky, whatever. Doesn't work.
Yeah, that one didn't
and
land
they
that
way
much.
overhammed it too. But like, yeah, just sack that off. You know, Impurities is fine. It's like I don't see anything really wrong with it. It's fine. It's listenable. If it came on, I'm not gonna like turn it off. It just doesn't stand out that much.
Yeah, I liked it. It is more of a mood song. You know, it does. You're right. It doesn't stand out that much, but it's got
It's
a tasteful
decently
palette,
catchy.
nice vibe, and a couple members have some good parts that if you're following them closely, you might get something from. And yeah, No
Yeah.
Celestial wasn't my type of bag either. And then the last song, Good Parts, the sort of
It's
I heard
fine.
a lot of
It's
people.
basically, Impurities Part 2. Feels like,
Eh,
but like
nah,
slightly more
nah.
chill. Still.
It has a totally different palette and texture, I thought, but I think it was pretty well done. The good thing was pretty cute, and I think it,
Token self-love
yeah,
song of the album. We all have to have one of
yeah,
those now. You know how it is.
yeah. I mean, through a certain lens, you could view everything here as that, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's K-pop. Benji's asking me if there's a song I really love this week. I'm just checking my playlist to see what I've been adding. I liked some of those Slum songs. Those were good.
Yeah, the Slum album was pretty solid. There were some
Yeah.
great features. The
Love
Ehud feature,
Cactus. Cactus is a great song. Slum's
yeah.
Cactus. Oh my god. It's like I've gone back to Motown. Sick.
And the music video that he had for that was pretty good. Maybe Benji should bring it on.
I haven't even seen the
Maybe.
music video for that, but it was a great song. Really enjoyed Cactus.
Anirago, not for Cactus, but
Oh, okay.
Anirago
Didn't love
has
I
a.
Need I Go as much.
I thought it was pretty good, and maybe you would like it more if you saw the MV because coming from a guy like Slam, I did not expect it, and it was uh, pretty
Mm,
cool. He put more into it than I would have anticipated. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I liked Cactus, I liked Skit, and I liked Dream from the Slum album. All pretty good songs.
Skit, yeah, Skit was the standout for me. I like that one.
Very, very good stuff.
Um,
And then I was listening. It's not from this week, but because of our favorite producer, a certain guy by the name of Symmetric Light, who was in the Listen Together with us the other day playing PH1. I listened to the latest PH1 album, and that's really fucking good. I recommend people listen to that album. It's very good. It's called But For Now Leave Me Alone. I added 5 songs from it to my playlist, so pretty strong. I'd recommend.
Shouts out Symmetric.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just said shouts out Symmetric for that.
Yeah, definitely. I added Zombies, Yuppie Ting, Tipsy, Juliet, TGIF. Good album. Real good
Solid.
album. Solid. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been listening to some Usual Suspects. I've really been liking the Park Moon-chi produced song on Eunbi's album Flash. That's been on heavy rotation. I've been listening to Basics by Twice as much as I have for the past while. Some of the New Jeans songs, some of the After Like, I've song, the new
Yeah.
Smino album, not K-pop, but check out the new Smino album. It's really good. Also been, because of the Obi and Charlie song on the Sserafim, I was going back and listening to VV's hashtag flashback, which
Oh, that's a great song.
remains such an incredible B-side.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
then when Motospeed 24 dropped, it also had an interesting correlation where I also started listening to Deep by Hyoyeon, DJ Hyo,
You and
along
Hyo,
with
man.
it.
Match made in heaven.
She's so cool, man. I mean, I don't know. That song is great, and everything that I've seen around it from her has just made me smile a lot. And I have a lot of respect for her approach to
Yeah.
being a member of such a foundational girl group.
What
But yeah,
else?
so
What else have I been listening to? I've been listening to, as per usual, I have to have a Dream Note song that I'm obsessing over at any one point in time, which at the moment is Hakuna Matata. I'm obsessed with that song at the moment again. Can't stop listening to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been fun. What else? I like there's a new song that no one is listening to. There's a artist called NILD, and he's got a song called Paradise, which is like kind of a fun, like slightly chill kind of synthwavey 80s type thing. That's good. Enjoy that.
Okay.
And then I've also been listening to Cassiopeia, so there's that, you know. Ancient Japanese jazz fusion. So that's been fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've been listening to a lot of good stuff recently. I mean, for people that like vocal forward pop music, please also check out Caroline Polachek's new single "Sunset." Great music video. She has an incredible voice. I've been listening to that a lot as well. And then, yeah, it looks like I've been listening to Miro by Hoodie a lot for whatever reason.
Good song.
Yeah, very solid. And yeah, that pretty much gives you some of the zeitgeist. A little bit of Rewind by Wonder Girls is also, for some reason,
Real good album.
Way high up in my rotation.
Oh, you know what's been coming up a lot for me is One Black Night from that album.
Yeah, solid.
Loving that.
Also, speaking of Black, Black by Boa, I've been listening to a lot.
Yeah, good song.
Black. But yeah, it feels good to just tell everyone my on repeat songs every once in a while.
We should do this more on the podcast. We never do this. We just moan about a song and then fuck off. We should have like a segment like this each week where we just talk about what we love.
Yeah, I can be a little quicker next time. But yeah, let's try and get Accio in here at the very least. Maybe
yeah, definitely.
Benji too. Thanks so much for having me on the show. Great talking
problem.
with you.
Before you leave, I gotta say, what the fuck, Benji? You didn't like Anti-Fragile? What's going on? This is not like you. That's such a Benji banger, surely. I can't believe you didn't like that song.
Hey, maybe it'll grow on him.
Even I've softened on that song.
See, yeah.
I can't believe that.
Desire, it's just gonna grow. It's just gonna grow. I love that part, but there's so much strong in that song, and the more that I've listened to it, yeah, some aspects of the beat and the production stand out. If you play it somewhere other than just headphones, it's pretty versatile. I like it.
Anyway, I'll let you get going on so we don't keep everyone forever. But
yeah,
thank you, Swither. It's always fantastic having you on.
Hit him with the K. Thanks. Bye. Adios.
See you later. Okay, we got our final caller. Surprise caller. The wonderful Accio Sushi. I'm bringing her in. She's a woman of wondrous taste. And we're both listening to two songs we've not heard yet, so this is going to be fun. Hello, Accio. Hopefully nothing broke when I pulled you in.
Oh, hi. Oh my gosh.
Oh, we got her in. Welcome, Accio.
Hi. How are you?
I am here.
Okay. That's fair.
That's as far as I'm going.
All right.
I was saying earlier, I'm just kind of off the pace today. I'm doing my best, but it's just not quite there.
All right. Yikes.
But
all
how
right.
are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. Yeah, it's just been a chill weekend. Joined y'all for D&D. That was fun.
Absolutely. Surprise guest, Polly.
Yeah, Ian messaged me about that like ages ago, and I was like, I hurriedly got together a character, and I was like, dang, this is very in depth. But yeah, there's a whole.
How much have you played D&D, by the way? I'm curious.
I've only ever played because I have a really good friend who is a DM, but I've only ever played like one shots where like the character was already like pre-made, and there's only a few decisions you have to make.
Oh, okay.
And just so like you can get used to the mechanics of D&D. So I really only played like one shot.
Yeah, I had done like maybe 2 one-shots before we did our campaign. So we're all in together. That's good. I didn't know if you were going to come in and like know everything.
No, yesterday you're like, oh no, I was like, Ian, I don't understand. Like, how does this all work? He's like, oh, I was like, is this allowed? He's like, yes. So, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, Ian will guide us. Ian's our DM, by the way, people. Ian's excellent. We love him.
Yes.
He managed to make sure that Granger, despite being insane, didn't get killed this week, so that was good.
Oh my god. I thought she was going down. I thought she was going down, but she's alive.
We usually think she's going down, but you know.
Okay, that's fair.
I always have to save her ass. She's gonna yell at me if she hears this, so you know. Hopefully she doesn't listen to this episode. But we'll see.
Shout out to Granger. We love you.
Shout out Granger or Nara in our campaign. Fun. By the way, guys, I'm Hot Boy in our campaign.
Wait, how did you come up with that name?
Because I'm a hot boy. I'm a hot boy. It's all Big Star, okay? All Big Star.
Okay, fair. How did you come up with this name and like?
It's all Big Star.
I'm really just imagining you introducing yourself to someone like, "Hi, my name's Hot Boy," just like with a straight face.
It happens a lot, and you know what's best as well is my character, because he's a bard, obviously fucks a lot, and I heard myself out once, and then was like, they needed a name for the like brothel I was going to work at, so I was like, Big Star. My alias for doing shagging is Big Star. So there you go. That's Hot Boy, my wonderful character, who is almost certainly going to die soon. We'll see. Away from D&D, we're covering 2 songs.
Oh, I like it.
Forgot about that.
Okay. Yes. Speaking of songs and all the things they entail, I'm going to bring in both of the YooA, I guess, surprise pre-releases for her upcoming album. One of them is called Melody, and the other one is called Lay Low. I'm not sure which order we want to do. I'm okay. I haven't heard them in either of you, so
yeah. I think Lay Low came out first, so we'll do that first.
Okay, cool.
So let's do it. YooA's Lay Low.
달콤한 불장난 철없던 내 맘 새파란 불장 눈부신 해변 샘솟는 질투 넘치던 애정 그래 난 분명 사랑을 했어 내 맘을 누가 가지려고 손을 뻗을 때 난 달아나고 싶어 자꾸 찾을 수 없게 뜨겁던 여름날도 안녕 Tonight I lay low 알잖아 나 순수하고 발칙한 거 내겐 너무 아찔하고 해로운 거 그 누구도 감당할 수 없던 애란 거 Tonight I lay low I lay 영화 같은 장면 위기와 절정 그 다음엔 이제 남은 건 뭘까 눈물을 쏟고 험한 꼴 보고 그런 것까지 원하지 않아 이 사랑이란 놀이가 막 진지해질 때 난 그만두고 싶어져 다시 시작하게 돼 뜨겁던 여름날도 안녕 Tonight I lay low 알잖아 나 순수하고 발칙한 거 내겐 너무 아찔하고 해로운 거 그 누구도 감당할 수 없던 애란 거 Tonight I lay low I lay 알잖아 난 뜨겁고 또 차가운 거 알수록 또 알 수 없는 애라는 거 미안한데 여기까지 그게 좋겠어 Tonight I lay low I lay low
Okay, what do you think of Lay Low, Accio?
I mean, I think I like the verses a lot. It kind of had, I don't know. I don't know. That kind of like apathy, I guess, is kind of like nice in the verses. And I'm kind of down with like just how the verses are laid out, but when it gets to that weird like EDM note transition part where she says like lay low. Yeah, it lost me a little bit there. I'm not gonna lie.
God.
Yeah, because unfortunately, like I don't know, YooA's voice is actually fairly good. It's just that it has a certain, I guess, for vocal terms, the term is like bright. She has a very like bright voice. Meaning that like if she does sing, it tends to be kind of sharp or kind of like if you are going to like sing a note incorrectly, it'll kind of go sharp as opposed to flat. And so I don't know. I think overlaying that effect on her voice for that Lilo part it's a little grating. But yeah, I mean it sucks because I think like what I really liked, I actually fairly liked YooA's last solo. I liked the direction that she took because she went for that kind of like indie, not indie girl style, but more like just like that indie. It kind of like reminds me of like of Monsters and Men.
Oh yeah.
Like kind of like indie folk. I don't know. I like that a lot. And it suited her voice really well because it kind of felt very open. So it gave her the ability to kind of to give her voice room to breathe, I guess.
Oh, now you're gonna be wanting to listen to like mountain sound. Oh,
yes,
good shit.
It reminded me a lot of mountain sound. That's why I was like, oh yeah, yeah. So it reminded me a lot of that, which I was like, oh, this is like kind of an interesting take for a K-pop solo girl. So I was like, all right, and it's very like it makes sense for her, and it makes sense for like it's within the realm of like Oh My Girl as well too. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I don't mind this, but I just really didn't like that like chorus part.
It just made me laugh because at one point they do the lay, and she's like dead staring you in the eye with a bucket hat on, really close to the camera, and it really fucking made me laugh.
Yeah, like I don't know. You couldn't have seen my face, but like my jaw just like dropped because I was just like not expecting that like decision.
Yeah.
I was kind of down with it until that part, and then I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think for me in general, there's just too much vocal fuckery happening. We don't need this. Like, I think also because she's a bright singer, like you were saying, shows up the production a lot more than some other timbres would.
Yeah.
So it's very obvious that things are like, she's being pulled to different notes, or there's a lot of unnatural doubling or whatever. Like, it makes it a lot more obvious to me, and I just don't really like that feel. I want to feel like a bit of what the singer's about rather than just making them like picture perfect or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
It didn't really work for me, but I think the backing track is fine. It's like this kind of chill, kind of cool little bass line going on. That's quite nice, but just everything on the top of it, I'm just not a big fan of.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's what I was like. I think the main thing for me was like I like the backing track and like the bass part, and even the verses were okay. And so the main thing was like the verses made me anticipate the chorus, and then the chorus was just like a jackhammer, and then I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, again, I think the main thing is like not that I wanted this to be longer, but again, I think for me, my question is like, is this a new promotion tactic where we just release a bunch of like micro songs, basically? Like, what is with the micro song? I need to know. Like,
I don't need songlets. Come on, people.
Yeah, like it's like just was it 250, and then like the last 10 seconds and the first 10 seconds is like just like the opening of the MV. So in reality, it's more just like 2:30. So it's kind of like I don't understand.
It's streaming tactics, right? That was always the thing for streaming tactics, is you just have like 100 different songs that are all like 2 minutes long on your album, then you get shitloads of numbers.
Oh.
That was like why Drake smashed everything on streaming, but I don't know if that's what they're
I
doing.
didn't know that. Is
I
that
don't know. The
did
thing
he
is, I
have,
don't know
like,
if they're
30
doing loads of
songs?
songs for these albums or if they're just doing songlets for no reason.
Yeah. Wait, so did he have like 20 songs or something on his album, but they were just all like 1 minute long or something?
Yeah, let me look it
Or,
up.
like-
I think it was was it Views, the album, I think, was the one where he first did it, where, oh fuck, well, that's not going to obviously do anything, but just search Views Drake. I think this was like his album that had like a shit ton of songs on it, and that's largely why it dominated streaming like it did.
Oh, ew.
How many
I don't like.
songs? Yeah, he's got 20 songs on it. So he just made
Yeah.
a shitload, although these are all quite long. But then, like, later on, he basically did the same thing, but with, like, 1 and 2 minute long songs on all of his albums. There were, like,
Okay.
20,
I
30
don't-
songs on each album.
Okay. I don't
Basically
like that.
hacking the system for streaming, but yeah.
Not. Yeah. Okay. I mean, if it's like 20 songs, but it's, you know, full length songs, then that's. I mean, I think that's a bit much for a full length album, but
Yeah.
you know, at least, you know, it's not like a tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a streaming tactic or not. Maybe Bibi will have just like 20 1 minute, 2 minute songs on her new album.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a
Um,
strategy or if it is just a new trend, because already pre-release things were like a trend, weren't they? That everyone who comes out with an album has a pre-release single.
Yeah, there was a
Unless
lot
they're
of
just adding on
pre-release.
to that with like 2 mini songs instead of
Yeah.
one pre-release song. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I'm just kind of like, my question is just, if it's already 2 minutes and 30 seconds, you just need like 1 more minute of song, and it would be like acceptable for me. But so I don't.
Yeah,
I
I,
don't know,
feel
maybe
like
it's
this.
tough to
They
do.
could have gone hard with like the lay bit in like a sick ass breakdown in this song as well. If they had just added on a bit more time,
Yeah.
they could have brought it down
Yeah.
to like, you know, like closing in on hyperpop territory for a breakdown with that, and it might have worked, but they just didn't.
Yeah. It's just
So I
like
don't
this
know.
song is like very confusing because it's called Lay Low,
Mm.
but it has no chill, you know? like I don't know. I mean, okay, to be fair, the verses do have chill, but like so the MV is also like kind of like a vacation,
Yeah.
but then she's really a really annoyed tourist, and I'm just like confused. And then it has this like EDM tactic that they always use where they like start pitching up the I don't know, vocal / whatever the instrument is, and
Yeah.
just repeat that sound over and over again. Like right before like a breakdown would be happen, but like it's not that song. It doesn't commit to that ever, so I don't
Yeah.
understand.
It's a bit tonally confused, but you know,
Yeah.
maybe that's why it's a pre-release.
Yeah,
It's not the
maybe,
first song.
maybe. Maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe they pre-release to see like which one's popular, and then they'll kind of go with
Yeah, the
like maybe
direction.
it's, like multiple. Yeah, like maybe there's multiple title tracks or something, and then they'll be like, okay, which of the 2 title tracks was more, or of the pre-releases was more popular, and they'll just go with the tone that's more
Yeah,
the move, I guess.
could work.
So maybe that's
Well, I
maybe that's
guess
the-
that's a decent jumping off point for us to decide which of the 2 is better by moving on to the next one.
Yep. So the next one is called Melody, and Swither said that he likes this one better, so hopefully we agree.
Well, high
But yeah.
expectations then. So, YooA's Melody, let's go.
바람이 실어서 날린 이건 널 부르는 노래 한 번도 닿은 적 없는 그곳에 데려다 줄게 어서 바짝 뱃머리를 돌려 아슬하게 속도를 더 올려 순항은 끝났어 baby 태양에 살짝 끌린 빛보다 아름답게 흩날리는 머리칼 그 자신감 짙은 안개빛 이건 너를 유혹하는 목소리 It's so bittersweet 네 맘을 훔친 like a melody 훔치고 숨겨둬야지 지친 힘은 바닥 깊이 절대 찾지 못하게 널 향해 꽃이 like a melody 이미 흠뻑 빠져버렸지 돌아가는 법을 알려줄까 It's too late for that I'm so addicted active you never quit it 소문은 익히 들어봤겠지 like baby 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 날 사랑하겠지 다른 모든 뱃사람이 그랬듯이 아이 저 바다란 게 그렇잖아 삼킬 듯이 꽃을 닦아 다 거짓말같이 고요해지잖니 제법 탄탄한 그 어깨와 야망으로 일렁이는 눈동자 그 용맹한 높은 파도 위 이건 너를 유혹하는 목소리 It's so bittersweet 네 맘을 움찔나게 멜로디 훔치고 꼭 숨겨둬야지 진중해만 바다 깊이 절대 찾지 못하게 널 향해 꽃이 나게 멜로디 이미 흠뻑 빠져버렸지 돌아가는 법을 알려줄까 It's too late for that 떠날까 선전지의 꽃향기가 가득한 그 paradise 까만 바위 밑 이건 너를 유혹하는 목소리 It's so bittersweet 네 맘을 움찔나게 멜로디 훔치고 꼭 숨겨둬야지 진중해만 바다 깊이 절대 찾지 못하게 널 향해 꽃이 나게 멜로디 이미 흠뻑 빠져버렸지 돌아가는 법을 알려줄까 It's too late for that
Okay, YooA's melody. More pleasing melody than the other one, or are you back on the la 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 train?
No, this one's better, I think, personally, for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's again, I'm confused, but maybe I don't know. It's supposed to be it sounds very summery, that's all I have to say. That's why I'm like, why are you releasing this in fall? But that's okay. I like that it kind of just strolls along. It does definitely, feel very relaxed, and there is definitely a time and place for that. Like, I feel like this song would be really chill to, like, I don't know, drive to, or something where you're just kind of, taking a walk or something like that, where it's, you're moving places, you're kind of like just looking at things. So yeah, I liked that. I don't know if it was just because, like, maybe the quality from my end, but so I will say, whenever I'm on the Listen Together channel, if I ever put it on, like, just speaker as opposed to with, like, I don't know, headphones or something, the quality of music is, like, sounds like I'm listening to it through, like when you put your phone out of desperation into, like, I don't know, like a red Solo cup or something like that, to, like, basically
we
be
don't
like
have those, but, like, to reverberate the noise, right?
Yeah. To basically be like a knockoff speaker.
Yeah.
It sounds like that for some reason. Like, the whole song just sounds like I'm listening to it through, like, a red Solo cup. And why? I don't know.
Love it.
I don't know. I just wanted it to be a little bit more clear because, yeah. But I don't know. Has similar vibes to, like, let's see. I think Rothy's Ocean View has a very similar vibe to this. So yeah, I liked it. It had a little bit of, like, a light groove to it too, so I liked it. There was some weird vocal effects going on too, of, like, her voice doubled on top of each other, but it was like one was the octave down.
Yeah.
So that was kind of weird. But yeah, no, it's like pleasant enough. I just yeah.
I think I'm with Swither. He says it gives him the kind of vibes from IU's Apo. It just seems like this is very much like a quirky IU song, but I think I like IU's version better. I think her voice, because, like, YooA does have a very bright tone and can do some of those really, really high kind of, quirky bits that IU does, but I feel like IU just does it better. So I maybe would have liked this more if it was IU's version of this, as, like, unkind as that is to say.
No, that's fair. I mean, I think that's fair. I see what you mean with the IU, especially with, like, the way that she does some of the end.
Like, in the back, she has those, like, octave harmonies where, like, one of them's very high, and it's like, that's such an IU moment.
Yeah, true.
Screaming
and also
at me.
the end of the, like, I guess, phrases of the song where she kind of hits the note and then goes down.
Yeah.
That's very IU too. So I'm like, oh, okay, I can see that.
Yeah. And then there's
yeah,
like that
no,
oh in the background as well. That's kind of
Mhm.
an IU moment.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. There's like little peaks of the song where it has similar vibes to, I guess her first solo stuff, where it
Mhm.
has just like those like, I don't know, false choir. So I don't know, like it's kind of like it's like its own little chorus, but it's not an actual human voice. It's just really like high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'm like, oh, something could have happened, but then again, maybe it's a pre-release, so it's just kind of
Mhm.
supposed to be a B-side. So,
There's
but not
some
bad.
really weird moments too. Like at the
Yeah.
start, where what was going on with her voice at the start there, right? What the
Okay, yeah,
hell
that's
was
true.
that? It was all like croaky and like
Yeah.
it's like that kind of like whispery but kind of angular whispering is quite like
Mhm.
it's like her voice is like clawing at your ear, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. I know it's an artistic choice, but I don't like it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Not for
The
me.
one other part where I was like, "What is like?" It's not really a rap, but when she kind of had the sing talk part, I was like, "Why? We don't need this."
Yeah, we didn't need that.
Where I don't know. If it was a rap, it was like 2 lines, but we didn't need it.
Yeah. No.
But it was short, so that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is
But
far
yeah.
from the worst song I've heard. It's fine. It's
No, it's
acceptable.
fine.
I don't think I'm going to add it to my playlist or anything, but I'm not going to be that mad if it comes on.
No, it's all right. It's not like the best ever, but
I feel like that's how I feel
um,
about YooA in general. Like,
mhm.
there's nothing really wrong with it. I just don't like it that much.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, there's like I don't know. I ended up her last solo ended up really growing on me because I was kind of like I just miss the sound. So it was really nice. I don't know. I've always had a really big appreciation for YooA because I feel like she's kind of underrated. She's a fairly good dancer and a fairly good vocalist too.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I feel like she has something unique that they just whoever is doing her music just hasn't been able to like capture quite. Um, so I don't know. I do hope the best for her, but
Oh, for sure.
yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
she
I think for
was.
me, when I think of YooA, she reminds me of like a fairy. So I'm kind of like you. I feel like there's a niche there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. Probably Swither can help me with this. Was she in Sunny Girls before, that project group that did Taxi? I swear she did that,
Mm.
right? She was either that or
Ah,
she was on Deep Blue Eyes. I can't remember which
she
one.
was in Deep Blue Eyes. She was
Yeah,
definitely in Deep Blue
she
Eyes.
might have been on both. I'm not sure.
I don't remember if she was in the Sunny Girls one, but she definitely was in Deep Blue Eyes.
Yeah,
I
because I
watched
remember
that
being
whole
impressed with
thing.
her on that, but then I feel like she never really shines as
Yeah.
much in her solo stuff or on Oh My Girl stuff. Yeah, she was in Sunny
Yeah.
Girls. Yeah, I really liked her in Sunny Girls. I thought she was really good there. I feel like if they
Okay. Yeah.
because I think she kind of gave it more. You know, I feel like she kind of never
Yeah.
really gets out of second gear in a lot of her other stuff. As when she
Yeah.
gets to
That's fair.
like, because I know she has this image that she's this fairy and she's very, light and breezy and, light
Hmm.
touch and beautiful and elegant. But she's actually
Yeah.
quite forceful when she wants to be. And
She
she's
is.
quite good at
Yeah.
it. She's actually, if
She.
they would let her do something a little bit more kind of like closer to a girl crush or like a diva kind of thing, I think it'd work.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I think she could do it. It's actually really interesting because she and her brother, like before she became like an idol, she and her brother were like really into like hip hop dancing. So she still has
Mm.
those roots. So like every once in a while, like I don't even follow YooA that much, but every once in a while I'll just see like a video drop with like her and her brother just doing a dance cover, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, like she can pull it off.
Oh, who was her
So yeah,
brother again? Her brother's famous,
I don't
right?
know. I think he's a non-idol. I think he's just like a dancer.
Oh, okay.
But like they just like to like post videos together. So every once in a while I'll like see them dance, and I'm just like, dang, like she can do it. And like honestly, her parts in Deep Blue Eyes was some of my favorite like
Yeah.
parts. Because
She's
she
really good in
really
Deep Blue
kind
Eyes.
of sold it. I was like, okay. Like it's sultry, but it's not like trashy. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, like she did a really
She
good
got
job
like
of
the airiness right for the part, things like that. She's
yeah.
good at that. I think this kind of cuter, more like elegant fairy image. I know that's they're doing it because of her looks, but as a performer,
Yeah.
she's not like that. She needs to be not like that to really unleash what she can do. You know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I think that's
Yeah, I
why she never
wonder-
stood out to me in Oh My Girl, because she doesn't really suit it.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I feel like she does suit it, but I think that she's more versatile than they give to her, I guess.
Yeah,
Because like
I guess
maybe
yeah.
it's just because I always notice vocals. I've always really liked YooA's vocals in Oh My Girl, but Oh My Girl has so many good vocalists, so it's kind of like but I always know YooA's voice right away when I hear it. I'm like, oh, it's
I'm
YooA.
the
So,
toxic Binny only stand for Oh My Girl.
like, only been. Oh, you don't like Sunghee? Interesting. Okay, yeah, I
Sungi's
like
fine.
Sunghee
No,
too.
Sungi's good, but I just Binny is always the highlight for me. I love her voice
Okay,
because she has that like jazzy kind of brassy timbre, and I love it. Not enough people have that, and I don't get it enough. And when they do have it, they fuck off immediately and disband, like Nayeon from Gugudan. So
okay.
when I can get it, I take it. You know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I do remember you saying like I only care about Benny. You're good. But yeah, I don't know. Oh My Girl songs are always hit or miss for me. Like I think
Definitely.
the last time I really liked one of their songs, it's been like what, the 5th season? That's the last time I was like, oh my god, I'm obsessed.
What's the last time I loved one of their songs? It's been a long time.
Closer? I don't know.
Yeah. There's lots that I like. Like, I like Real Love, and I kinda like Nonstop. Kinda like Colouring Book. Kinda like Remember Me. I really like Twilight, actually. Twilight's great. That's
okay,
a fantastic
Twilight is
song.
good, but it's technically a B-side, so, but...
Yeah, that should have been the title, 100%, but, you know, we make wrong decisions here in K-pop.
Twilight is so good. Anyways, but...
And then Cupid and Closer are absolute bangers.
Yeah, that's true. Closer is so good. I mean, like, when are we ever gonna get songs that make me emo? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But anyways,
fantastic songs.
But anyways, this is straying way far off into the song. The song's fine. Summery, but released in fall. I don't know why. Good luck to her and her solo. Yeah.
Yep. I hope that the final release is a little bit different, you know? These are like easy breezy, but I'd like something a bit more.
Yeah, I think so.
But overall, not bad.
She can do it. She can do it. So hopefully they...
Definitely. I've cut to when like it comes out and all we hear is Deep Blue Eyes, and I'm like, oh yeah! Let's go!
Oh my gosh.
I'd be very happy with that, but it's not going to happen.
Maybe YooA's the jazz girl that will come out of nowhere.
Oh,
who knows?
Please. We're waiting for jazz.
I know. I think she would actually suit it. So hopefully.
You know, actually, what we need is Binny to have a solo career and do jazz. I'd be in love. I'd be fed for the year from that. You know.
Okay, that's true. You're like, I will never complain for this whole year again. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Fucking Sserafim could bring out whatever the fuck they want. I don't care.
You will not be bothered.
Give me all the S, but I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna listen to Binny.
I know. It's okay. There's people who I wish would go solo, but just like don't. So it's like I know that'll never happen. Like I really want Icon's YooA to be solo, but that'll just never happen. So it's okay.
Yeah, me with Gugudan Nayeon.
I'll just cry in the corner a bit and just Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else to be said about the song.
Yeah, I think we covered it pretty comprehensively.
Yep.
And thank you for doing that with me, Accio. Lovely to have you here as always.
No problem. It's a late call. It's just like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
I'll hop on.
We chill. We talk about YooA way too much. We love it.
That's good.
Yeah, thanks for calling, Accio. I'll let you get going now.
No problem. Yep. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Bye. All right then, guys. That would be the end of the audio podcast for this week. I hope everybody enjoyed it. From what looked like it was going to be like a dead show, it actually worked out pretty well, I'd say. So thanks to everyone that called in. Appreciate you all.